God, this is such a good layout, though. This is way better than what I was doing.
That was nice. What the dog man doing?
Dogman, that's his name.
What the dog man doing?
Dogman.
What's my proficiency bonus?
Your proficiency bonus?
Yeah, how do I know what that is?
I don't remember.
Okay, sure.
Dog crosses the man. Oh, what's that one? His name's ADHD.
That's my guy.
There's a character named ADHD in that cartoon.
It's funny.
AC is my armor class, right?
Yes.
Okay, 15.
Can Wavy explain his sperm costume? Do you want? I have armor downstairs, like real armor. Yeah.
He does have some. Actually, I brought the leather armor up.
But no, there's like there's a bunch of silver armor hanging up on that thing.
Oh, shit.
Like the foam silver
Maybe
armor.
tomorrow. Different outfit.
Different fit.
We added chat to the middle screen, not the middle of your screen, just the middle screen. Oh, you gotta find the armor in the game. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also brought a pink bandana in case I just don't want to wear this.
Sorry about that, guys.
You're good.
No worries.
How dare you?
How
dare you get nourishment? How dare you?
Good hot dog.
It was a good idea.
Solid weed.
Solid
weed.
That's
Speaking
like
of solid weed.
Love weed.
Dude, the cameras look great.
Mm-hmm. It's a really good layout. Way better than I was about to put up.
Way better. Dude, my swampy.
Great, I've got all my...
Sitting all day.
There's Does anyone else need anything? Anyone wants any snacks? Anything else before we do anything?
Snacks.
It's totally fine.
Snacks.
Yeah, sugar-free Red Bull or no?
I saw
Yes.
some in
Yeah,
there.
there's some in
Yeah,
the
I saw some in there.
fridge.
Yeah, there's some in the fridge. They're purple,
Okay, nice.
sugar free.
I'll take one of those too if you don't mind.
Did you just ask this man, do you have a Red Bull? I mean, come on.
I tried the new flavors. They're pretty good.
Sugar free in there.
What was it? The white.
There's purple with the blue top.
What was the white peach or something? That was pretty good.
Is there one in there? I don't think so. There's some over there. I'm looking at. I can see some over there if you want to put them in the fridge.
Is that you holding the great katana?
Yes.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's the holiday.
What's so great about that katana?
Yo, what up, Mega Long Dong?
Yeah, it was
name is
the
Wavy.
holiday special one that me and X-Water did.
The one that we did bingo for.
Yeah, bingo
Yeah.
for, and then all the people that like worked on it. Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was the other flavor I just tried? The grapefruit one. That was good too.
Yeah, that
I
one's
like
good.
it. I think blue's still my favorite.
Well, it's gone.
Forever?
They discontinued it. Yeah. I have the last of the blue in my garage. I'm not even joking. The last. They sent me like 100 cases before they got rid of it, and it's sitting in my garage.
Your favorite too?
Yeah, that's why it's sitting. That's why they sent me 100 cases.
Why did? But it's so good.
I don't know, man. I tried pushing it. They said no. They said you're not good enough. You weren't pushing hard enough, Pooh. Yeah, but they brought now the purple one's my favorite, honestly. I like the purple one better. So.
What's what?
You want a warm one or you
The
want
grapefruit?
a cold?
I'll wait, yeah.
The grapefruit one?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
You should text my sister. She always likes watching when I do D&D stuff.
What's your sister's name?
Chloe.
Older?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chloe. Hi, Chloe. I'm Uki Gaguni.
I know.
That once was a tale.
Too deep. If you steal my sunshine.
When the playlist runs out, you know, Frank just hugs.
If you steal my sunshine.
Chat, how's the volume on Spotify?
You steal
Is it
my
too loud,
sunshine.
too quiet, etc.?
They said everything's perfect.
Sweet. I'm gonna.
We're
You're
such.
perfect.
Look at us. Look at these nerds. Look at these nerds.
Oh, sometimes Flip it back and forth. Turn it over. Flip it back and forth. I don't know why it's been fucking
Took
up.
that
but it's
thing up,
just,
flip it, and reverse it.
No, like
Spotify is play. Music seems
sometimes
fine.
for whatever reason, since I started this Subathon,
Could you put some music on there so maybe we can hear it?
Here?
Yeah,
Is it
so we can hear
charged
it.
up?
It'll probably come through this on here though.
Sheesh.
If it's not the same music we're jamming.
What is this?
That's just a camera for it's crotch cam for like controller cam. But it's like it follows your face. I guess. There you go.
Sweet. Thank you.
Whenever I come to Pooh's, I feel my
You don't
stream
hear the
setup is
music.
so
Well, 8F's
inferior.
sitting up here.
Like my
It's
You
pretty
didn't hear the
baller in
music
here.
till they brought it up.
Pretty baller in
Good.
here.
Good.
Well, the
just full camera?
45-minute atmospheric rain
I'm running a
song is on
C920
right
mic.
now. So,
Yeah.
why don't we start it back on Unbroken Road and then we'll lock in. I've been saying lock in so much.
Lock it in.
Lock
it in.
My big sin as a DM is I always describe. I didn't notice this until players in the second campaign were like, "Do you know you describe every single NPC as really hot?" I'm like, no.
They're really hot.
I would be like, yeah, this guy's like really attractive. Is he?
You just weren't creating any ugly people in the world.
No, everyone in the world
Talking
is
about
super
looking
hot.
at
You know what? Here's the thing, though. This is a fantasy land. And
Yeah, why
quite
not?
frankly, why would we have ugly people? Oh, we're going up on a gnome. He's hot. Oh, we rolled up on a troll. Big dick, you know? Like.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm ugly with a small dick.
Okay, well,
There was a centaur hanging down.
horse or human? This is a question we must ask. Okay. Should we
I
do
might
it?
have to go
Our.
pantsless under this thing.
Holy. Is you warm?
No, I'm
You,
good.
you don't have to wear the
You
outfit.
don't have to wear that.
Why are you
outfit.
lying?
Dude, I am wearing the outfit,
Okay, but you don't have to wear it like the whole time.
but I am.
Okay.
Just go cap only. I'm telling you.
Cap only, no clothes.
Yeah.
No cap.
Final
No
destination.
cap, only
One
cap.
gifted.
One gifted.
One gifted, no cap.
If we're ready, we can
I just have
start.
swamp-
If you guys
swampy
are
butt.
if
Chat.
you're interested.
Chat, are you
Chat,
ready?
Are you ready? Type of one if you're ready.
Oh, sorry, that peaked.
The chat's ready. We're ready.
I love that I can see chat because I will be asking game details.
Nice.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
so excited!
Yo,
Slow-mo,
with
thank you for the
gen
gift
pack.
subs.
Dude, big 10 pack. Big 10 pack. I love a big 10 pack.
Let's go, chat. Okay, so the first thing I'll say before we begin is my games are very home-cooked, home-style. This will all be completely original characters, completely original world. But what comes in that pack naturally for me is that the game is very... Like, we are going to be role-playing seriously, we'll be playing the game seriously, you know, I want our players to have a good time. But, like, there are rules lawyer types who are like, oh, well, actually, you should have rolled this because you were actually knocked prone. And, like, we will be doing our best to adhere to all the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules when they present themselves. But, frankly, I haven't DM'd in 2.5 years, and I will forget things, and we're just going to live with it. If you're a guy that likes to take notes, keep them to yourself. But throughout this game, though, if any of you are knowledgeable on 5e, I will have questions about little idiosyncrasies here and there because I just will have forgotten the finer details. But with that said, as Dave can tell you, who has been in a campaign of mine, I have an introduction written to introduce you to the world. And if somebody wants to, the very top source on this OBS scene is a map that I made. And you guys can pull up Discord on your phones and see the map. You can unspoilerize it on Discord on your phones. It's the very, just unhide that. So this is the map. We won't show it for the whole time, obviously, because it covers the players and me. But take a look at the map, take a screenshot, familiarize yourself with it. It's also small in the top left corner. But this is the world. If anybody is a 5e player, this is not based on any existing source material. This is not based on any books. This is straight off the ADEF Dome, baby. So that means people will be hot, people will be fucking, and also gameplay. Alright, hide it for me, Dave. Okay, guys. If you're all ready, we can get this thing going.
Places already.
The Turning Tree is without a doubt the chiefest feature of the nation of Seos. Even the eldest of the elders from Winterwatch to Autumn's Port could not tell you of a time before the tree. Indeed, there's somewhat of a chicken and an egg situation with the very name of this great land of Seos and the Turning Tree. After all, in this world, the word season finds its root word, its etymology from the very name of the land, Seos. And truly, there is no place in the universe which has more of a distinct connection to its seasons, and that's all due to the tree. Every 10 years, on the first of the year, the tree begins the Great Turning, a 24-hour cycle that all cultures have no choice but to observe as the most divine thing in their lives that they can actually witness. As the clock strikes noon on the first of the year, the massive tree that's visible from more than 50 miles away begins to rotate. Most people tend to stay inside during the Great Turning. There are, of course, fairy tales and folk songs of what occurs during the 24 hours of the turning. Beasts arise and roam the land, acid rains fall from the skies, gusts powerful enough to level mountains. Most people know them as just that, fairy tales, but there is truth yet to be found in these stories. It's certainly not safe outside during the turning. I don't want to give you the wrong impression. The weather does indeed become a wild version of itself, upending young trees, causing torrential downpours, sparking wildfires. For during the turning, all is changing. The very climate itself is at the whim of the tree, and who knows what else this great tree decides. At the conclusion of the 24 hours of the Great Turning, the 4 seasons of the world will have shifted. For indeed, here in Seos, seasons don't last a fourth of the year like they do for us on Earth. Seasons last 10 years. Currently, we're at the end of a cycle, but weeks away from a great turning. For the last decade, the lands surrounding Winterwatch have known nothing but snow and bitter cold, the hills around Vernalton, a rainy, gentle spring, the marshes around Summer's Causeway, a sunny heat, and the forests around Autumn's Port, a tepid, colorful fall. Of course, after the Great Turning in a few weeks, the names of these 4 great cities will change as well. Winterwatch will become Vernalwatch, Vernalton will become Summerton, and so on. A somewhat silly tradition, perhaps, but to the folks of Seos, it's a constant reminder of the truth of their land and a deep-seated tradition. Plus, it can be a low-key, handy reminder of what season you're actually in and what's coming next if you ever forget. Each of these great cities is functionally autonomous, dictating their own laws and rules. But the cities are no doubt interdependent on one another in some way. Interlocked are their trade, as a city with unending winter for 10 years is understandably pretty reliant on the food exports from the other cities. Questions have recently arisen, though, about the gods of this world. Oh yeah, that's another thing. My campaigns don't follow the traditional D&D pantheon. I make my own pantheons because I think it's more fun. The gods, who represent the 3 moons of Seos. Gibornos, the god of life, who represents the gibbous moon, a moon which is in perpetual gibbous state. Chrysanthos, the god of death, who represents the crescent moon, similarly perpetually in a state of crescents. And Bioelit, the god of flora and fauna, who represents the new moon, a moon perpetually in darkness and rarely seen by the naked eye. Are the gods responsible for the turning? Do they still watch over the people of Seos? With how violent the turning has become in recent cycles, many folk believe that the god may have forsaken their world, or maybe that they never existed in the first place. What the truth is, who can say? But our story does not begin with gods and kings. Our tale begins in the Summer's Causeway, a rugged but lovable city on the southern tip of Seos. The causeway has been constructed, repaired, replaced, rebuilt, and added upon continuously over the course of many hundreds of years. A labyrinth of tight corridors with a countless many shops, trades, homes, taverns, and tenements, constructed upon wooden walkways that extend into the ocean. The churning waves are always audible beneath one's feet in the causeway, and indeed a common thief's trick is to wait for high tide when the sound is loudest to conduct a job. All manner of cunning folk can be found here in the causeway, and indeed all 4 of our players find their home in the Summer's Causeway. Folk in the causeway conduct heists, hits, and all manner of shakedowns. After all, in a place as rugged as this, one must make ends meet as one can. But the causeway is not all thievery and barbarism. In fact, the causeway is the only city in Seos with a truly democratic election process. Sorry, there's more lore, I apologize.
Yeah.
Even the thieves queue to vote during the week of an election. People may tussle in taverns and attack one another drunkenly in the street, but the elections are a point of great pride for all in the causeway. For although people may seem to have it out for each other, there is a sense of camaraderie in the Causeway. Tight bonds can be formed here amidst the grind to make ends meet. The best, most long-lasting thieving guilds are often deep brotherhoods with undying connection to their communities, and often provide for the sick and the poor. Community leaders in the Causeway care about this place deeply, and it them. The current mayor of the Summers Causeway is Jo Tren, an orc woman and easily the most beloved person in all of the Causeway. The Causeway's elections are held every 5 years, and a person may serve 2 terms. Since terms are 5 years, every other election falls around the turning, and incumbency can be leveraged as a show of stability heading into an election during the turning. After all, if you already know how to run the city, isn't it a good thing to have that knowledge heading into a brand new period of uncertainty? It's a new season. With fall fast approaching and peak harvesting season, the Causeway will need to build food stores for the following decade's winter. Jo Tren's first term is about to end, and she's currently running for re-election. Of course, she appears to be a shoo-in, but word on the street is starting to rumble for her opponent, Giles Grelby. Grelby is running largely on the campaign that heading into a new season, the people of the Causeway should want for a change. With a new season comes a new set of requirements to properly govern, no doubt, and he claims that a fresh set of eyes in the mayoral seat would best benefit the Causeway. With a hot ticket election and indeed a great turning fast approaching, we find our party sitting somewhat separately at a town hall meeting for their local neighborhood they all live in, the Pipesway, where the candidates are about to give stump speeches. Welcome to Season's Greetings, the GrandPooBear Subathon DnD campaign.
Whoa! I got chills.
That was awesome.
Let's do it, guys. So the 4 of you have made your way from work or your homes to show up at your local town hall. And the Summers Causeway, or just the Causeway as it is traditionally known, because obviously the seasons change, it is built up of these neighborhoods. You can almost think of them like boroughs. And the Pipesway is where you guys all happen to live and make your trade. So I feel like it could be fun. Give my voice a little break if we go around the table and introduce ourselves. I think the best way to introduce yourself is fun fact about you. And no,
2 truths and 1
yeah,
lie.
your character's name, your race and class, and then also just a brief physical description. And we can start with Xwater here.
Cool. So I'm Frederick Mars. You can just call me Freddy. That's fine. I am a human bard. You might look at me and think it's a regular-looking, extremely attractive, handsome guy. You know, nothing too crazy going on here. But I like being around him. He's pretty cool. I do have a little backstory lore about my. Can I?
Yeah, please.
Share? Yeah.
If any of it is like, I know that sometimes when you create a D&D character, D&D Beyond or whomever might recommend like a city or a land, you can just transport it into the Summers Causeway.
Yeah. So when I was a boy.
We're getting right into the lore.
I was a boy.
When I was a boy, not 13 years old, I found myself feeling as many 13-year-old boys do.
Horny.
Overconfident. And upon a confrontation with a mischievous demon who goes by the name of Marubis, he challenged me to a fiddle-playing contest. Marubis and I, being the confident musician I am, I thought there's no way I'm losing this fiddle-playing contest. So Marubis and I obviously agreed to the competition. The reward upon my victory would be a solid gold fiddle, and I'd be able to feed my family for generations. Turns out Marubis is really good at the fiddle, and I was 13 years old, and really just kind of picked it up a couple weeks before that. So I lost the competition, and where the plus side, if I won, golden fiddle in my hands. Upon losing, I am now a bard who has been cursed to not be able to rhyme words. And that's where my animal companion, Squeakers, comes in. A parrot I've trained to say several key phrases to complete my rhymes for me.
Nice.
And that's who I am.
Shout out to Squeakers.
Holy shit, that's so
remind me
good.
again, your name is Frederick.
Frederick Mars.
Really, you only need to worry about Squeakers.
That's so good.
And the parrot is Squeakers.
Squeakers.
And the demon's name was...
I already forget.
Marubis?
Marubis.
I already forgot. I'm trying to wipe that name from my memory.
Good RP. Good RP. Sick. How old are you? About
28.
28. Great.
28. And I've been searching for Marubis for a long time. And I guess maybe Marubis will show up when the season changes. That'd be great for me.
Could do. Could
Yeah.
do.
We'll see.
Wavy, please tell us about this. Tell us about all this.
I'm Oogie Gaguni.
What's up, guys? Oogie Gagoo.
Oogie Gaguni here.
Big Goody.
Big Barb Gunner, man.
I see Goonin.
Big Barb, big orc, big strong, not smart. 41 age, single.
Dude, I hear Joe's looking.
Joe Trent. Hit me up.
I'm just saying.
Did you rip holes in the hands of this thing?
Gotta get what I need. Let's see here. Mother died 4 season terms ago. Who knows how? I keep her lucky tooth with me at all times.
Oh my god.
Was
it lucky before she died or after?
After. After all
She
that.
died.
No, she
Obviously
died
wasn't
with
too
the
lucky.
Plucked it right from her. That's about it on me.
I'm me, baby. Oogie Gaguni.
Gaguni.
Oogie Gaguni.
Where
I like your
do you
name.
wear the tooth, or is it just on your
Just
person?
in the pocket.
In the pocket.
In the pocket all times.
Mommy's tooth.
Mama's tooth. Don't make me bring it out. It reeks.
I bet, dude. All right, Pooh, please.
Yes, I am Tavid the gnome. I am a druid. We're old, so we do that.
Tavid with a T.
With a D. No, with a D.
It is just David. Okay.
Tavid.
Tavid.
Yes, I said Tavid with a T, and you said no with a D.
Okay.
Tavid.
It's Tavid
Yes, but
with a D.
the relevant letter is the. All right, yeah.
I don't know what the problem was. I mean, you got it, right? There's a D at the end. David with the D. I don't know what we're not
hear
hearing.
you, brother.
Anyway, I am a druid, and I'm very oddly attracted to plants and animals. Not attracted.
Okay, like you just are. They are alluring.
Alluring.
You're not. You don't. Okay.
No, I don't have.
I did not have relations with that guy.
I would say at best I'd be in the closet in that area. You know, I haven't had
sure.
any sexual relations with a plant yet.
You're a gnome, right?
I'm a gnome. Yes.
Okay.
I'm short. I am bald.
Bald.
Yes. Big ears.
Huge ears.
Large ears.
Massive.
Decent sized nose.
Okay.
A bulge that makes you go, wow, that's on a gnome.
Okay.
You can't not see it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's there.
That's the most relevant. Pooh thought, okay, what are the most relevant characteristics about nose size, cock size? That's
Down to his he's lived here all his life.
yeah. How old do you think?
He is 37, so a young gnome.
Okay, sure.
A young gnome still. Gnomes, of course, live very long
Very
ages.
long,
yeah,
yes.
very long time. So he's still a young gnome, and he acts like a young gnome.
Okay.
While he does have some decent thoughts from time to time, I wouldn't say he's that smart.
Okay.
We don't put ourselves in the best situations all the time.
Okay. But he is capable of magic.
He is capable of magic, yes,
Okay.
and he can talk to animals, and he will.
I will. And
he will.
I
Trust
will.
me, chat, he will.
DGR, please.
Some of you might recognize me from Dungeons and Dads. I am Tave, the halfling monk.
Is that with a D or a T?
It's Tave.
Yeah.
I have a dark past, but I don't want to talk about it.
Doesn't want to talk about it.
But I'm going to tell you about it anyways.
Alright, I'll talk.
You really got me.
But I get it all the time.
I get it.
So, I was a wanted criminal. I was a very big thief. Thieving was my life.
Not uncommon in the Causeway.
Thieving was my life. I was wanted, so to escape my life of crime, I joined a monastery?
Yeah.
Yeah. Became a monk. I've been living a clean life for the last couple years. I didn't actually write that down. A couple of years, but I still have the allure. I still have the want to
The itch.
The itch. It hasn't left me, so I'm fighting the urges. I like being a monk. It's changed me in a lot of ways, but I still feel the calling of.
Got that darkness.
I got
in
that.
you.
Dog in me.
Bro, I got 2 wolves.
So, and I look like this.
Ah,
Hell yes, brother.
Hot.
I look hot.
I think it's safe to say our whole party super attractive.
no, I'm not. Let me be clear. I'm very ugly. I am not easy to look at.
I'm also not ugly.
No, I am ugly.
I am ugly.
Oh, okay.
So I am also ugly. I am a short, big-eared
But
fat man.
well endowed.
Well endowed.
Well endowed.
You got something going for you.
Somehow,
Sure.
still people like it.
Okay.
Okay. So, like I said, the 4 of you, first of all, it's a pleasure to meet all 4 of you. I will do my absolute best throughout this entire campaign to refer to you as your character name. So, just to get it locked in, we've got Frederick, Oogie, Tavid, and Tave,
Correct.
as well as Squeakers.
Squeakers.
And we're on the lookout for Marubis.
Marubis.
Oogie Gaguni. Do you want the full name?
No, whatever. Not formal. No formal.
His mother only ever called him his full name.
How long before it's just full Brooklyn?
Fuck yeah.
Oogie Gaguni.
Who gives me a poopa?
You know, you're all 4 obviously from very different walks of life. You've got a musician, you've got a barbarian, you've got a druid, a spellcaster, you've got a monk, but all 4 of you have made your way after work or whatever your life had for you today. You made your way to the Pipes Way Town Hall because the elections are a really big thing in this city for everybody. When you turn 15, you reach voting age. And everybody votes. It's a week-long process. There are festivals around the voting. Like, it's really a whole thing. And the vote is about 2 weeks away. So campaigns are really starting to rev up. And you've noticed around town there are posters everywhere. And this is not unfamiliar to those of you who've been around for more than one election, which is all of you. There are posters everywhere. Specifically, it feels like there's a lot of smear campaign posters against Joe Tren specifically. Like a lot of posters that are like, she's not fit to serve this town, we need something new, etc., etc. But you all 4 sit in the Pipes Way Town Hall, which is an old structure. It's almost entirely built of wood, and is definitely showing its age, but like most of the buildings in the Causeway, it's charming, homely, and somehow doesn't really feel flimsy, even though it's got wood that's sticking this way and that, it warps left and right. The city is almost entirely built of wood, as it is literally atop the ocean on stilts. There is clearly a level of care that goes into building any structure here. So I'm curious where the 4 of you, given, this is a town hall, it probably seats 100 comfortably. Where would the 4 of you sit? I'm going to say that for the beginning of our adventure, the 4 of you don't know each other.
Okay.
Except maybe you've had passing interactions with each other, maybe not. It's a huge city. Since this entire country, and spoilers, not spoilers, the whole planet is just this landmass, everyone lives in one of these 4 cities, basically. So the cities, though on the map might not look huge, are massive. At least 1 million residents in each individual place.
Okay.
So then the question is, where would you sit? Where would you sit? Where would you place yourself in this town hall? It's kind of the situation where like you walk in 5-10 minutes early, and there are open-ish seats, singles kind of everywhere, in between groups.
I'm in the back.
You're in the back?
Yeah, I want to stay as low profile as I can.
I'm gonna be honest. I walk right up to him and I say, "Little guy, like your haircut."
I grab a seat casually in the middle.
Okay. Casual seat
Not in the
middle?
front, not in the back.
Sure, yeah.
Casually in the middle.
That's probably what I would do.
I'll be just under the stage playing some background fiddle.
Okay, great. Yeah, you've been
I've been
hired.
hired by
You've been
the
hired
Joe
by
campaign.
so the local town. So every borough has like a town leader, but this is not really an elected position per se. It kind of is. It's sort of just like when people are tired of you, you just relinquish the position. And usually it's a town elder. And the current guy is a man named Pip, and we'll get into him in a second. But currently standing at the stage is a man you all recognize. He is a simply ancient gentleman with sleek white hair to his shoulders, massive bushy white eyebrows that basically cover his eyes, and a long voluminous white beard. It can only be the local community elder and community leader for the Pipes Way neighborhood, your neighborhood. Most people know him by the nickname Pip, and frankly, at this point, no one's really sure if he can be called anything else. No one knows his real name. He might not even know his real name, but he claims there is one. Sitting behind Pip on stage, there are 2 chairs on stage. You know, it's a campaign speech. They're on like a heightened stage that's like a couple of feet off the ground. He's at like a podium, and then there are 2 seats behind him. The first sitting figure, they're both waiting for their turn to speak. The first is Mayor Joe Tren's right-hand man and her campaign manager, Slip, not to be confused with Pip. I thought about changing it, and then I decided
I like it.
not.
So I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
Slip is a short, lively gnome with an intense acumen for political discourse. As for the identity of the man to his left, it couldn't be more obvious. Giles Grelby's campaign ad posters are literally fucking everywhere in the Causeway. Every business, every street pole, every lantern stick, they've all got Grelby's face on them with his campaign slogan, "This turning, it's time for a change." And with that, Pip clears his throat.
Hello, Pipers. Thank you so much for coming. Another great turning is upon us. My 8th I've witnessed, and soon we will be enjoying autumn.
Damn, Pip is old.
A personal favorite. But I digress. Another turning means another election. It has been 5 years since we collectively elected Miss Jo Tren.
And he turns to Slip and says,
Should I say Miss? Is that undignified? Is it bad to say Miss? Can I say that?
and Slip is like, I think it's fine, man. I think it's fine, Pip.
It's been 5 years since we elected the Honorable Jo Tren as our mayor, and now it is time to decide again. The 2 candidates are the incumbent, Jo Tren, and longtime Cobblesway community leader, Giles Grelby.
The 4 of you you know just as well as anyone that even though there isn't a great deal of wealth really anywhere in the Causeway, if there were to be what a traditional city would call an aristocratic class, it is housed in the Cobblesway. It is so named because it's the only area of the Causeway with an abundance of stonework for its streets and homes, and this is only possible because it is one of the only neighborhoods that sits largely on the shore and on the landmass rather than over the oceans. They don't have to be as intense about the weight of things.
First to speak, decided by coin flip, will be Mr. Slip, here to represent Jo Tren.
And Pip begins to turn around and get up, or Pip turns around. I got them confused. Jesus. Pip turns around to sit and relinquish the stage to Slip, and Giles starts to jeer from his seat.
If she really wanted your votes, don't you think she'd actually make the time to be here herself?
And a couple of people in the crowd were like, a couple people laugh, and Slip walks up to the stage. And he sort of bypasses the podium because he's quite short. And he says, well, she would be here to speak with the wonderful people of the Pipesway, but as I'm sure you're aware, Mr. Grelby, a fire broke out in the Markets Way this morning, and she felt her attention was best served there, helping fight the fire and aid first responders, as well as caring for the wounded, doing the job we all elected her to do. She believes, and I rather do as well, that the best way to promote yourself and prove that you're worth voting for is actually doing the job that people of this great city asked her to do. Also, nice taunt, Giles, but we both agreed to this format, and you agreed to the terms that whoever won the coin toss would speak first uninterrupted. Great optics, bud. And then some people just start slow clapping. They're like, shit. So Slip, sorry. Also, I'm sorry. This will be the most talking dense part of the campaign because we're trying to get
This is great.
Good,
Yeah.
Slip says, I'll be honest, Pipers, that's what people call the members of the Pipesway. I haven't much to say to all the Pipers out there other than Mayor Tren's resume speaks for itself. Since she took office 5 years ago, we've reduced homelessness by over 30%. We've opened over 40 food kitchens that we estimate have fed and nourished over 100,000 impoverished mouths in just the last year alone. I myself have served in these kitchens, and I can tell you firsthand the work being done there, although not perfect and still a work in progress, is necessary, and it is working. Many of you, no doubt, have benefited from one of our no questions asked kitchens or shelters at some point in the last 5 years. And I'm sure the quality, free food, and bed you received there were more than advertisement enough for all Mayor Tren has done for this wonderful city. Our community policing task force has reduced violent crime by law enforcement by over 80%, and Mayor Tren's task force for rooting out ne'er-do-wells in our city garrison has improved citizen trust in the defense of the city by a recent poll estimates over 75%. In her next term, Mayor Tren will continue to do what she does best, pour her heart and soul into this venerable city and into serving you all. There has been no greater honor in her life, and she hopes to continue in the coming autumn to provide her great services to this great city that so desperately is needed, and it's already coming along swimmingly and will easily be concluded in the next term, such that we won't have to rely on winter watch so much in the winter to come a decade from now. We've built up our food stores so that such when we're in the cold, we'll still have shelters and kitchens to feed and house those in need. A vote for Joe Tren is truly a vote for the future and a vote for the heart of this city. As for her opponent, Mr. Grelby, he has no doubt experience as the local neighborhood leader for the Cobblesway, but I ask you this. Of what use is the leadership of someone who knows only the streets of the Cobblesway in the face of the ubiquitous hunger and sickness that our disenfranchised residents so often face? Of what use is the expertise? Of an owner of a warm, easy hearth of a Cobblesway mansion, completely manicured and maintained by a staff of underpaid servants, when nearly 1% of the city doesn't know where they'll sleep tonight? I trust come election week, you'll make the right decision. And Slip opens the floor if anybody has any questions. This is a Q&A portion. You don't have to have a question, but you can. Some guy just perks up. He's like, "It's John. Come on, man, do it. Is Joe Trent single?" And Slip is like, "We will only be taking questions about the mayoral campaign at this time." He's like, his buddies are like, "Good job, man. Like, so nice." Okay, Slip turns around and sits back down, and Giles Grelby sort of saunters up to the stage. He's got long, robes, and he's a human, I believe. Let me check my documents. Let's pull up Giles Grelby's document. Giles is a human man. He's in his early 50s, late 40s.
What's Joe Tren?
Joe Tren is a female orc.
Okay.
Oh.
Sounds like you really feel.
I really like that guy's question.
I guess the two of you are together in the back. So that was from the back. You said that.
Yeah, sure.
My head's just down.
Yeah, a couple of heads turned around. Jesus Christ. So Giles has sort of like peppered hair. He's got the sort of the grays in the black.
That's how I pictured him.
Let's go. And he saunters up to the podium and he says, "My esteemed opponents, I guess, seem to believe that they hold all the keys to the city's salvation. I am here, dear pipers, to tell you that this is not true. It is undoubtedly true that homelessness, hunger, poverty, and crime are all on the fall since Mayor Trent took office. But is it not also true that these figures were already on the decline since before her tenure? Something to think about. As for my opponent's vitriol regarding the Cobblesway, are the inhabitants of a neighborhood in this city not due the same respect and attention that any neighborhood receives? Just something to think about. Just because we live on the mainland does not mean we are to be forgotten when they make their mayoral schemes. There are hungry folks in our neck of the woods, too. Just something to think about. And now, on the topic of race, and just as Giles Grelby is about to utter what is surely to be a very astute and not at all horribly racist sentiment about his opponent, there's a loud scream outside and a crash. As the four of you instinctively turn to see what all the commotion's about, a large hole is blown through the roof of the town hall. Oh no. Two winged creatures with talons the size of knives fly in, swooping into the town hall, picking up a person straight out of their seat and just ripping him in half. Everyone's like, ah, ah, ah. People start scattering, screaming. But the four of you, you're down for a scuffle. You're down for a scuffle, okay? So if I could get everybody to roll for initiative, please, as the town hall empties out and we are left with but 4 individuals and 2 winged demons. Devils, even.
The 20?
Roll a d20.
Giles and Pip and everyone are also got out. And
yeah, so you sort of noticed, since you're closest to the stage, you saw that as people were sort of scattering, Giles Pip is old. Pip is like 80 something.
Yeah.
Giles like pushed him aside to get to the exit, like "Get out of my way!" and flew to the exit. And Slip sort of
That's
helped Pip
amazing.
up, and two garrison members that were there. Wavy's just yanking that thing.
I'm ready to go.
He's straight jorking him by it. I mean his D20. If all four of you could roll a D20, please, and add your initiative modifier here.
11.
Okay, so
I don't know.
11.
11.
Oh man.
So hang on. The way I like
I
to
have
do
no,
this,
I have no modifier.
just for context, the way I like to do this is I'll ask for them one
Oh,
by
I'm
one
sorry.
and write them down.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I haven't.
Sorry,
said
we're
that.
just
How do
screaming.
I know my modifier?
How do you know your it'll be on
Mine
the
was on the sheet.
My sheet somewhere?
It's based. Chat. Initiative modifier is based on something in Dex. No, am I misremembering that? Where do we look for initiative modifier if it's not on the sheet?
Might be on
I thought it was how much dex you're over. You're over your.
It's just Dex, right? Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
your Dex mod.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
it's
how
just
much
dex
dex
mod.
you're over.
+2. Okay, so let's get Frederick. Can we get yours, please?
I've got 5 + 5. I got a 10.
10.
I don't know where my extra 5 comes from. I think it was
did you
from
say
all
me?
my bard stuff.
11.
11. Tavid.
11.
11.
7 + 2, 9.
Oogie Gaguni. I had to think about it for a second.
Oogie gagoody.
Sorry if that die roll picks up super loud on these things.
I think it's okay.
Oh, they like it.
Yeah, I think they like the ASMR of the die roll.
Tave or Tavid, between the two of you, when you go, who wants to go first? Because you guys fittingly tied.
You go.
Him. No, him. I'm gonna go last.
Rule of tall, I think.
Let me go last. You've played more than me.
Okay, so
I don't know that I. Okay.
Yeah, no.
it's one.
Okay.
Yeah, your one campaign is still more than my half a campaign.
3, 4.
I've never done a month
Oh,
before.
the
Okay.
Army's getting small.
Up first is one of the spined devils, as it were.
Ooh.
And they... Ooh, I haven't DM'd in a while. I have to remember how to do this shit. Okay. So again, these are sort of like bluish purple, thin, like rail thin, emaciated, like winged creatures. And one of them is going to go ahead and attack. Again, they're at the back, right? So they've just come in, they've flown in. They're sort of hovering just over the back. Sort of the couple back rows of seats, and the place emptied out fast. There are a few stragglers getting out the doors, but it's basically just the four of you. And so Oogie and Tave are in the back row of seats. You guys are closest. And then Tavid, you're sort of in the middle, not far from them as well. And then we've got Frederick and Squeakers up at the front.
How big did you say they were? I'm sorry.
They're like maybe 4 or 5 feet tall. And they're very lanky and super immense. You can see their rib cage. They're very threatening looking. And so one of them is going to fly over to you, Oogie, and attempt to fork you.
Okay.
Whoa.
He's going to try to fork you.
Spoon me first.
Yeah, I was saying you're gonna spoon before we fork, right?
Okay, well, I'm pleased as punch to tell everyone that the very first roll of the campaign is a natural 20.
Wow.
And
No problem.
Oogie,
So
Oogie
does that
dead.
hit?
And Oogie is
Yeah.
dead. Oogie dead.
No problem.
Dead on the first.
No problem.
Oogie
He's
dead.
not dead. He's a beefy boy.
He's dead on the first.
No problem for me.
He's gonna be fine. So he comes over and tries to like pierce you, but your hide is much thicker than one would suppose. But he does land a clean hit, and you take 7 damage.
Okay.
So you take 7 damage, and you're not quite bleeding yet. I think you got a lot of HP there.
Yeah.
So you're chilling, but I mean it hurt. And then he's gonna he's flying a little bit above you, but he's gonna stay right in front of you. And the other devil is gonna go for Tave here and attempt to get a bite in on you. Tave does a 15 hit you.
I'm sorry. How do I know? if
Your
that hits?
armor class.
No.
Okay, tie goes to the roller for what it's worth. Okay, so he attempts to bite you, and you're very small, you're very nimble. You sort of, and the bite goes right past your head, and it sort of lurches and stays on you. Up next, after the devils, we've got our first player turn. We've got Tave.
I feel a very weird kinship with Oogie for complimenting my haircut.
Sure.
So I would like to try to attempt to. I'm pretty close, right? To.
Yeah. So basically, you're right next to each other, and
Yeah.
there are two devils right in front of
I
you.
want to try to attack the one that forked. Oogie.
Okay. Sure. He's within reach.
Okay. I would like to try and do my martial arts with an unarmed
Okay, roll a d20 for me.
man.
Yeah.
10.
That's a d12.
Jesus Christ.
6.
Plus,
Plus.
probably be plus strength if I had to guess, but maybe not. It might be plus
it's
dex.
probably
yeah,
dex
it's
for
plus.
Dex.
Wait, where do I see that? I'm sorry.
+5, I think.
So 11.
11 is not a hit. So you go in for your strike, and you sort of, and you want to protect your friend, your new friend, I guess. And Oogie, it's a nice gesture.
Yeah.
It's a nice gesture, but he did miss.
Very nice.
He did miss.
Now let me ask. So as a monk,
With
I
unarmed
get
strikes,
to-
you get to go again.
So I get to roll again. I
Yeah.
missed my whiffed on the first one. Does a 19 hit?
It sure does.
Oh, nice.
All right. So now I roll a d6.
First one was a warm up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the d6 will be probably plus dex as well.
+5. It says.
Oh, +5. Nice. Yeah, that is your dex modifier.
For 10 damage.
10 damage.
Wow.
That's a you uppercut
My God.
right into his
Ow.
chin. Just the,
Into the nutsack.
it right in the nuts, bro. It lifts slightly up into the air. It's like,
I think he's got wings.
okay. Wow. Excellent. All right.
Ow.
Would you like to move at all, or are you just gonna just still post up there?
Um,
I will say, so something in 5e for those of you that don't know, if you are in range of a creature, if you're in the same 5-foot radius as them, and you attempt to move out of that radius, if you don't take the disengage action, you will incur an attack of opportunity. And you've already taken your action for the turn, because in D&D, there are two halves to a turn. You can move and do one action.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, your action will be attacking. So, you can't make the disengage action, because you've already made an action. If you leave a character's space, and this includes monsters, if they leave your reach, they will incur an attack of opportunity, which means you get to attack them, even when it's not your turn. So,
Let me ask you this: would it be an action if I try to use my athletics to jump and grab its talons?
yes, that would be an action.
Then I'm just gonna stand my ground.
Okay, sure. Put up the...
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Put up the dukes.
Take
Put 'em
it.
up.
Yes.
What's the play here?
All right. How far? I'm in the middle. How far away?
About
are
20
they?
feet.
About 20 feet.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like 8 rows, you'd say.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I turn around and stand on the chair because I'm short.
Okay,
Turn around, stand on my chair.
sure.
All right. Is this a folding chair? A normal chair? They don't have folding chairs. at this point.
Sure they do. Wooden
Okay.
folding chairs.
Okay, great. Great. It's a wooden folding chair. I stand around, I turn around on my chair like this. My nose, head. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
all you see.
Yeah.
I look at the one that he whiffed on that attacked Oogie,
Yeah.
and I cast Thunderwave.
Okay. Beautiful. What does Thunderwave do?
What does Thunderwave do? Let me go get it.
I also have an app for this.
Yeah, let me go get it.
Reference sheet.
Hold on, I do have a reference sheet. I should have pulled them out real quick.
I used to have an app for this.
I have an app for this.
I
What
will-
does Thunderwave do?
It paralyzes your opponent, surely.
15-foot radius centered around me. It makes noise and hurt.
Is it gonna hit me and
Spell list, here we go.
No, I think it pushes.
Okay, I've got the book up. I'm about to pull it up. Okay, Thunder Wave, here we go. It's an evocation. A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed.
It's an
And it-
AoE, my bad.
No, you're good. I think from your range, you could walk to such a place. Also, thank you so much for the gift subs.
Thank you,
Appreciate that.
Coin I would like to.
You can position it such that it just hits
Yes.
the guy and misses
Yes.
the two.
I would like to move. I would like to hop to whatever chair, hiding behind the chair, standing full. I'm standing.
Listen to this. In addition, unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from you by the spell's effect, and the spell emits a thunderous boom audible 300 feet away.
Great.
Gunshots.
Great. Okay. Awesome.
Sweet. Okay, so I will make a saving throw for the... Let's cast it on both of them. It'll fit on both of them. Both
Yeah,
the little devils.
Let's do it.
Let's do... what was the saving throw? Constitution? It is a... Constitution saving throw. Let's
All right.
lock it in. Do I have advantage or anything on Constitution saving throws? No. Okay, that's a fail. We're probably rolling against your spellcasting modifier.
That makes sense.
What is your spellcasting modifier? This will be the stat you pull your spells from. Likely wisdom. Wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Plus
so it's 17.
17.
So that's the DC, which is the required difficulty of a die roll.
Cool.
So I would have to roll 17 or better in order to have a successful saving throw. So this a saving throw, for those who haven't played a lot of D&D, is something you do not on your turn when you are affected by something. And the saving throw helps prevent that thing from happening or reduces its effect. So like you might roll a strength saving throw if you get pushed off a cliff and you're trying to like grab the lip or something like that. So they failed. Both of them failed.
Nice.
So they're both... Pooh, if you could roll 2 d8s, so you can just roll a d8 twice. That is this weird-looking fellow.
2.
2 and...
2.
Okay, so they both take 4 thunder damage, but they are also yoinked 10 feet to the wall, and they slam into the walls at the back of the town hall. And I'm going to say they take an additional 1d4.
Love.
An additional 1 damage each, so that's 5 damage.
What is this? What is this app?
It is called Spellbound Spells List 5e, and it's free.
I'd love to hear that.
And they are sort of like, like up against the back wall, sort of tremoring. And the thunder, by the way, was thunderous. Loud and frightening. Up next is the young Friedrich.
Ah, yes, that is me.
Young Friedrich.
Seeing them in their state against the wall, assuming they're kind of like a little bit less on their feet, a little more defenseless, I'm going to take the opportunity to try and cast Hold Person on one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Ideally the one that has taken not his punch.
Okay.
I'm in just a little circle right now with just sitting on my chair.
Yeah, and all the chairs in front of you got blown away.
Okay, so it's not behind me, it's just in front of me.
Yeah, just
Okay.
in front of you is now a wide clearing, the 2 of them now by themselves, and then the 2 devils at the back against the wall, and you are at the front of the
Yes,
auditorium.
yeah. So I'm like behind him, further away, but Hold Person goes from pretty far. So in casting it, I'd like to do so by singing my song.
Yes.
Vote a chess chat.
Oh, nice. You cannot move again. You're tethered to the wall. Slaughter him, you orc. Kill him until he falls.
Nice.
Dude, Squeakers is my homie.
Squeakers.
Squeakers is my
What
homie.
was
And-
the squirrel, Mr. Nutters? Or whatever?
Oh yeah, I RP'd as a really strange squirrel for a while in campaign 2 of Squeakers and Dragons.
It's Wisdom 14, so DC is 15.
15. Okay. Fail, and you're just doing it on one of them, right?
Can it do more than one?
I think it's just one.
Yeah, I would assume. I think it's just
It is
one.
a fail.
Shit.
No, they fail.
Oh, they fail.
You're chilling.
Great.
You're chilling.
He's helped.
Uh,
Beat his ass.
Okay.
Hold person. Choose a humanoid that you can see within range. Target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Read paralyzed for the duration of the spell. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make a wisdom saving throw. On a success, the spell ends on the target. When you cast the spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you can target an additional humanoid for each slot above level 2. So you could cast a higher level spell slot if you want. Maybe not necessary right now.
I'll save the slot, yeah.
Great.
The other one's already hit. This
Yeah.
one's...
So for those of you who are new to spells, you have a number of spell slots as a spellcaster. You also have cantrips. Cantrips can be cast at will. So cantrips are like your bread and butter easy spells that aren't super strong, but you can use them whenever for free. But your spell slots are expendable. And you can cast, as you level up, your spells in higher level spell slots to make them more powerful. This can make your level 1 spells not useless. Because, like, at level 20, you get, like, end dimension. But at level 1, we want little missile to be as good as possible. So you can level up. Anyway. Excellent. All right, Frederick, is that your turn? Do you want to move at all?
I will position myself close to David.
Okay.
And upon approaching, I'll be like, we're stronger in numbers. Let's fight together.
I look at him strangely. Who the fuck are you? I look at him strangely. Who the fuck are you? But don't say anything. I just kind of give him a look like that.
I see your uncertainty, and I just give you a little wink.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
a wink of assurance.
Yes.
That goes
And
a
I think
long
I'm
way.
like, wow, that is a big bulge for
Okay, great. Up next is the devil, who's currently being held. He is going to try to make another wisdom saving throw. What was the DC? 15?
15.
It is a success, but that is his turn.
Okay.
So he, and like stupid, breaks out again. And he's back, and he falls to his feet. So he's not flying anymore now. He's just sort of like ambling around weirdly. And we'll go to the other devil, who is going to fly back up to Oogie Gagooni.
Bring it.
And he is going to go for a tail. Ooh, you know what he's going to do? My man's going to multi-attack.
Okay.
So first he's going to try to shoot a tail spine at you. So he's going to, from his tail's going to bend up like a cat. You know how they go between their legs? He's going to, shoot one of the needles at you. That's definitely going to hit you. That is a 23.
Yes.
I'm rolling well at the moment. And you are going to take 6 damage plus some fire damage. 1. So you're going to take 7 damage.
7 damage.
And as the thing it flies through the air, it starts to incinerate. It starts to burn, and embers start to come off of it. It's like catching as it flies. And it catches you in the shoulder, sort of skims you like this, and your shoulder starts to bleed a bit. And it burns also, so it weirdly also cauterizes the wound instantly, so it's not that bad. You take, what was that, 7 total?
Yeah, 7.
And then he's going to fly up to Oogie, and that was sort of like a blast on the way, and now he's here. He's going to attempt to bite you. Does a 16 hit you, Oogie?
I'm 15 AC, so yes.
Okay. You are going to take 2d4. 1 plus 1, 2. You take 2 damage from that bite.
Okay.
Worth noting, I don't know if any of you have damage resistances, but if you do, that is a good thing to let me know. That's typically a thing monsters have and not a thing players have, but it can happen if you have special armor or something, or if your skin is particularly tough, like slash resistance or piercing resistance, which is kind of similar to how it is in like Dark Souls. Like, a javelin is going to pierce, a sword is going to slash, etc. Anyway, great. That is the 2 devils' turns, and we are back to... did I skip your turn?
I haven't gone.
I skipped your turn.
That's okay. He's right in front of me now. Even better.
Bro, lock in.
Okay.
We'll give you know what? We'll give you 2.
Okay, sure. Okay, so I guess before I go, would I have brought my weapons with me, or am I barehanded
Yeah,
here?
in this world, and especially in the Causeway, you would never leave home unarmed.
Okay.
It's
okay.
not seen as a threatening thing to walk the street with an axe or a sword, so long as it's sheathed.
Okay,
I
great.
feel like this is a very America place right here.
The Causeway? Yeah.
Feels a little familiar.
I don't know. I think I'm not seeing the parallels.
You know what's sad? My character is really with that dude. He's like, where is Joe Trent? Where is she? This is a good question. That was a good question.
It is a good
I'm
question.
thinking about
Look,
it.
Giles seems like a bit of an ass, but he's not wrong.
Think about it, though.
But, Slip had a good point, too.
The fire, man.
The fire.
Yeah.
The fun.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm so mad that I'm so impressed by Pig's punch that I don't even unsheath my axe, and I say, "Nice hit, little man." And I walk up and I do unarmed attack.
Nice.
To this guy. And I say, "This how done." This how done. And I throw punches at him.
I think you also get 2.
Okay, I do have extra attack.
Yeah, I think you get 2 attacks.
Okay,
so
cool.
Roll 2 d20s.
Okay, here we go. First one is a 16.
That's a hit.
Okay.
Even without the modifiers, that's a hit.
Okay. And then another is. I don't know.
Is that a 4?
Is that a
4.
Out of the 4, yes.
That one is
Before
Very hard to read.
They are
though.
really hard to read.
Nah, because I can add to your guys' dice, and I'm considering it, but I won't be able to give you enough that'll make a viable difference.
Okay.
So one of your punches hits.
One hit, okay. And then I have unarmed strike, so what does that do? It's
So that means you're gonna
Plus-
roll. I think it's gonna be plus strength for you.
Okay.
It's probably 1d6. I almost called you Jader. Wow.
Throwback.
That's an old campaign.
Throwback.
Tave, if you could tell me how many die you roll
On
for your
hit, you
unarmed
deal
strike.
plus
Oh,
1 strength bludgeoning damage. It says to me.
Unarmed strike is 1d6 plus 5 for me.
Let's just do 1d6 plus strength for you, so it'll be 1d6 plus 2.
Okay. Is 5 plus 2, so
Oh.
7.
7.
A phrase I will utter many times in this campaign. How you want to do this?
Yeah. So the first one I go with a mean uppercut because I'm so influenced by my little man. And the second one I try to follow up and I kind of spin around and maybe stumble a little bit.
All right, but as
Right on the chin.
as you stumble, he carries with you. So as you rotate, your fist is like magnetically connected to his chin, and it rips his head off. I mean, this is a substantial hit.
Yeah.
And it just tears, and the spine starts wriggling, and then the body falls limp to the floor, and the head flies across the room.
Okay, nice. See, that's why I missed the second one.
Yeah, and you land gracefully, we'll say.
Okay, great. Sounds good.
Great. Well, in honor of missing your first turn, let's give you a second one.
Okay. Is the second one still at the wall?
At the wall, yeah.
And can I make it to it or no?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna walk up to it and I'll pull my axe out for this one.
Sure.
And then I'll just make an attack at it.
Sure.
Nice.
So this will be roll a d20.
Okay. That is
Seven.
a nat. Oh, it's a 7. Sorry, I thought it was a 1.
7 plus
Plus 2 for strength. I think?
9. Okay, so you do miss on
Okay,
that one. So you,
alright.
and it, he dodges out of the way, but you have your extra attack.
Okay.
So you may as well
I do
lock
it
it
again.
in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 12 plus 2 is 14.
You're in.
Okay, nice.
So roll for damage on that axe swing for me,
It's a
please.
D6.
I don't know.
Okay.
It'll be.
Let's see.
Is it a great axe or a battle axe?
It is
or-
a great axe.
I can tell you in 2
Yeah,
seconds.
Let's see. Here.
Great axe, 5e. I cannot tell you how much more fun DMing is when you don't also have to run a stream.
Yeah.
1d12, please.
Oh, wow.
1d12 plus
Yeah.
strength.
I mean, this stream's beautiful. This is a beautiful setup right
I think
here.
it
I
was
just
great.
mean that I don't have to worry and worry
the-
about
yeah,
like
yeah.
you
All
like
you have to do is
subs
DM.
and and my computer is just doing this.
The subs are
3
being
plus
thanked
2.
by getting their ass
3
kicked by
plus 2?
zombies right now.
Okay, excellent. So the set, you get a poof, and it doesn't quite dig in, but it yoinks him to the ground.
Okay.
So that is 5 damage total, you said?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, great. So now we are looping back around. The devil just went. We'll go to the other devil. Or no, they both.
dead.
Yeah, he's dead. So we're back over to our players. Tave.
All right, so I'm kind of we're having this friendly rivalry going on. I want to try doing something super athletic. I want to run off Oogie's back and try to
Punch down.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see it.
Sick.
Do I need to roll for?
No, I feel good about your nimbleness.
Okay,
So
I'm pretty dang nimble.
let's just get a d20 plus dex to hit.
11.
11 does not hit, but
Dang
you got
it.
another.
Okay. 12.
12 does not hit. So you've run, and it looked really cool. I mean, you launch off his back, miss, and then miss the second one, but you know what? It was a good attempt.
That's it.
Okay.
That's my turn.
All right, man. David.
All right, I glance over at my new friend, whose name I do not know yet.
Yeah,
Because we have not met. I glance over at him and I point to the monk who just missed. I go, fuck. Just give him one of these.
I don't know why he jumped off the guy's back.
Yeah, I just
It feels like it made it harder.
silently I say, what the fuck was he doing? Why was he doing that? Clearly not giving off the best reputation to him at this point. I looked at him like an idiot, and I looked at him like an idiot to him. So it's not looking good. At that point, I open my hand, I produce flame,
Okay.
and I throw the flame at the remaining.
Okay. You'll have to
What are they
like
called?
you'll have to move their
I'll
little
have to move.
spine
Yeah,
down.
okay. I move
to get-
within
so
within
that-
10 feet.
It's so that also like because they're in the way, right? So you have to like move so that you have a clean angle.
All right, so I hop off my chair.
Sure.
Move into a clean angle.
Great.
Out in the open.
Yeah.
I'm exposed out in the
You
open
are.
at this point.
You are.
Very cocky.
Sure.
Very cocky. I pose as best I can. Crotch down, like I kind of bow leg, crotch down, to the point where I notice that my bulge does touch the ground.
Okay.
I noticed it too.
Yeah, I think we
I
all
also noticed
noticed.
Okay.
I think we all.
Okay.
Even the dead demons.
Yeah.
Like, holy
keep
shit.
in mind, I'm like 2'8" here. You know what I mean? So I'm crouching down. I throw my flame.
Okay.
I throw my flame overhand into our remaining enemy
Great.
with a lot of confidence. It is. A lot of confidence.
What is the spell called?
Produce flame. I roll 2d8s if it lands.
Produce flame, flickering flame. Attack with the flame, although doing so ends the spell. When you cast the spell, and you can roll the flame. Make a ranged spell attack. Okay, so roll a d20 for me, please.
Yes.
And add your spell casting modifier, which is 3.
13.
13. Okay, great. That hits. So the damage is 1d8 fire. Is that correct?
I get 2 because I'm level 5.
Great. So cast 2d8 fire for me, please.
4. And 4.
4 and 4. 8 damage.
Excited.
So you throw the flame and it hurls across the room and strikes it in the face. It's not quite fireball, so it doesn't like erupt or anything, but it smacks him in the face. 8 damage is pretty substantial, my man. Is that your turn?
I then look back at my new friend again, my
Yeah.
new human friend, and I go,
Ooh.
Nice.
That's cool.
yeah.
Even though the flame's already gone.
The flame's already gone. The flame's already gone. It's a metaphor.
It's a cool effect.
You know, the smoke's going, and I blow like this. The
There
smoke's
you
up here,
go.
and I go,
Sure.
blow the smoke away.
Speaking of your friend, Frederick, it's your turn.
I am just inspired by how badass that was, and now I feel like an urge and a desire to impress you in the same way. And so I walk up and searching around. Is there? I'd like to grab some debris, just a large plank of wood of some sort, something I can bang off the ground.
Sure, yeah.
I grab this big plank of wood, and in casting vicious mockery on this, gotta be close to death, whatever this
He's not
thing
looking
is.
good.
To do so, I look around at you. You two are a little locked in, but I look at you and I just start chanting while banging. Fall, 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 fall. And the parrot starts chanting with me. Fall, fall. And I'm going to you like,
And I'm going confused. I go,
Fall.
fall,
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 fall.
fall,
Also, for what it's worth, banging the table does hit these two
That's
quite
fair,
hard.
that's fair.
fall.
And
I'm slightly offbeat to him.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, I don't think I have to roll for vicious. I think it's just damage.
Probably. There are a lot of spells
it's
like
a
that.
cantrip, yeah.
Sure.
So it's 2d4s.
Okay, let's see it.
1, that's
3.
3 plus
4.
4, that's 7.
Okay, so remind me how the spell works. Are you enticing it to fall to the ground or to die?
To die. It's 7 psychic damage. It's unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature. If it can hear you, it must succeed a wisdom saving throw or take damage. So
Okay,
it does get
so
a wisdom
wisdom
saving.
saving.
Insult them.
Against your DC, most likely.
Yeah, against 15. Yeah.
Okay. It's a crit fail. It's
Beautiful.
a 1.
Beautiful.
It has no defense against your beautiful chant.
Great. I love this. Yeah.
It dies instantly. I mean, it literally just dies. It goes from animated and angry to a husk in, like, to use gamer term, 1 frame.
Yeah.
Like, it's like...
And although it makes no sense, I grab my plank and I look at you and I go,
I still stay confused.
Well done, gentlemen. You have saved the town hall from certain destruction. And I will say, could I get a perception roll from you specifically, please?
sure.
So roll a d20 and add perception, please.
Yeah.
That'll be in the little stat window to the right of the big stats.
I am proficient
That's another thing. Chat reminded me that for a lot of these weapon attacks, you guys are going to be proficient in certain weapons that your class dictates. So you'll have a proficiency modifier you will add on top. People were saying specifically in relevance to you, Tave, because you're proficient with your unarmed strikes, you would have actually had an extra +3 on top.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Assuming that is your proficiency modifier.
Yeah.
So that's just something to keep track of. You're probably proficient with your axe, I would guess.
Yeah.
So there's an additional modifier on top.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that is a 12 plus, I think, 4, which is 16.
You felt it really seemed like when the two of them flew in, they were looking for someone.
Okay.
Like that, they weren't like, yes, they're here to cause wanton destruction, but I really felt like they were looking for something or someone.
What's up?
Hello.
Oh my god, a charcuterie
Oh.
board.
The tavern's super fun dinner. So there's just a little.
Wow, let's clear
Thanks.
space.
Mamma
Let's clear
mia.
space. D&D is nothing without snacks. This is a rule.
Alright, yeah, the tavern will have dinner
Oh my god.
soonish.
Dude, this is amazing. This is
Baby
fantastic.
dragon on the Thank you so
Can
much.
everyone
Thank
thank the barkeep,
Thank
please?
you, barkeep.
Yeah.
Thank you, barkeep.
Any drinks? Anything? Anyone
I'm all
need
set. I got
anything?
my water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on water for now. Thank you.
Thank you
Alright.
so much.
Yummy.
Wait, how much longer do you think we should conclude before a dinner is?
For a long rest.
Like an hour.
That's fine.
Okay.
I was just
Or
asking in
we're
context
kinda
of.
late
Oh,
eaters.
you're fine.
Yeah.
I just meant in context of how much more should I rev
Keep
up?
going.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it going. I got.
Well,
There's an unruly.
short rest.
There's
you
an
know,
unruly
short
gnome in the
Downstairs.
guys. Can we get the bar security down there?
Honestly, also the tavern bathroom downstairs so gross. Cleaner
So-
rooms
dude.
tomorrow. So
They clean like once a week. Terrible.
Yeah, horrible. Anyways, yeah. Let me know if you need anything.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Yummy.
Amazing.
What a tavern wench
Wow.
right there.
Incredible.
What are these?
What a wench.
I don't even know what these are.
Yeah, what are
Did we get these from Winterhold? What the fuck are these?
You're not supposed to say out loud the inspiration for the town name. There's this great YouTube short of this guy who makes little TikTok or whatever. He makes TikToks as like what it's like to be a DM, and he's quite good. And he has one where like a player arrives early, and he's like, "Hey man, read a new fantasy book this weekend."
Oh, yeah.
And the guy's like, "Did you? Which one?" And he's like, he names the book, and he's like, "I'll give you anything you want. Please don't tell the guys." We all have to pull inspiration from somewhere. Avid fans of Speedrunners and Dragons, which is a campaign that I DM'd. Dave, DGR, was in one of the seasons. It's all on YouTube. I have stolen from myself a couple times for this campaign because there were just little things that I thought were fun.
It was a great campaign.
I'll tell you, I
it's
did
a
not
great-
come up with the fiddle contest. That's not an original.
No! It's fun though.
sounded like
It's fun.
I thought that sounded like that old country song.
No.
The devil went down to Georgia.
To which song are you?
I
All right.
kind of love Giles. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, we got a Giles supporter?
I'm a big Giles supporter.
So the
Think about
door, right as you think about, wait, I like this. Hang on, follow this train of thought. So yeah, I guess the two of them fall to the ground. The two devils fall to the ground. Now the four of you who've never really met are sort of just in this room together.
Let's go.
So I'm curious, what does the conversation look like post combat in this sort of weird moment?
I look at Ubi and I give him a bow.
And I tap his head.
Do
Give it a little rub.
you introduce yourselves? I wonder. Maybe not.
I don't, actually. I just
Yeah.
say, nice hit.
Yeah, I don't introduce myself either.
Okay.
Good. Okay. It's
Kinda
early days.
convenient we,
It's early days.
These two guys were out on the front lines for us there, huh?
Yeah, that was very nice. We kind of also did all the work right there. I don't know if they noticed
Still
that.
really good.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of weird they haven't come over to thank us.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we kind of saved their ass right there, and
It's a
they did
little
nothing.
embarrassing,
And they did
yeah.
nothing to save us. You know?
It's a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
I said.
Yeah. So what's up with your parrot?
Well, he's
And I start
my
walking
best
over.
friend.
You walk over there.
I'm
And
hearing him talk, I walk
you know, he's
over.
part of my performance. When I can't finish the job, he gets the job done. What's up with your You know what's going on down there?
Right out the gate. Right out the gate.
I noticed.
Oh, this quarterstaff? Yeah, it's really nice. I got
Yeah.
it made. You know, it was really wonderful, and I got it made a few years ago. Thanks for noticing. Anyway, it really helps. You know, I carry it everywhere. Anyway, I notice our orc friend.
Yeah, Oogie's coming.
Yeah,
over.
I'm
Anyway,
slowly meandering behind.
I kind of nod that he's coming over now. Finally.
Yeah.
Mm.
Nice fighting. That's what I say.
Oogie's my man, bro.
I'm just like, thank you.
Oh no.
And I'm
My
breathing the blood on myself.
Yeah, you are. You did decapitate him.
Yeah, so I'm cleaning the blood.
I
off
want to look
of
at
them.
Dave and be like, don't I know you?
You might. I mean, you
From
very well
somewhere.
might. You very well might. As the four of you start talking, the doors to the town hall burst open, and a like six, seven dragonborn burst through the door. And dragonborns, for those who aren't super familiar with D&D, they are very dragon-like. Like they aren't Skyrim dragonborn where it's like a person. They are like half dragon, half man. He bursts in the door, and he has a sword ready to go. And he's like, "Oh shit! Who are you guys?" And
We got it.
yeah, he looks down at the devils. He's like, "You already killed them? Both of them? Fuck me. Okay. I've been chasing them through the town for the better part of 10 minutes. The four of you did this? Where is the garrison? Useless fucks." And he sheathes the sword. And he wears leather boots and slim fit clothes that would make it easy to maneuver around the tight corners of the causeway. He's a rogue, basically. And he's like, who are you guys? And he looks to you specifically because you look the most personable.
Who's asking?
Oh, great. Super cool. He's like, my name's Tayo. I work for the mayor, so.
Oh, gotcha. The mayor who didn't show up today.
Yes, well, I'm sure you've heard the fire broke out in the Market's Way this morning, so she's been tending to that. It's been pretty devastating, actually.
Yeah. No, I don't want to point finger. I feel like it's just a little weird that, you know, the mayor's not here. Some demons show up. Is there any connection that you kind of see there?
Between the mayor and the demons that showed up to crash the town hall meeting?
Well, I'm thinking there's 3 likely scenarios here.
Okay.
1, the demons were looking for the mayor.
Okay.
2, the mayor was aware the demons were coming and thusly didn't come.
Okay. I
And
don't think that was the
You know what? I started with 3 things. I don't have a third. I lied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I glance at my new friend and go, surprised again by him.
I
I
don't.
give him a strong. Like moves a little bit.
I'm just trying to like blend in behind Oogie. Like I'm just trying to like.
He's like, I can't. I mean, I can't speak to the first one, but I can speak to the second one. The mayor is not. You know, she doesn't make friends with demons, if that's what you're insinuating. And as you guys are talking, you start to notice like a mist evaporating out of the 2 devils. As you turn around, he's like, "What the fuck?" And he goes down to look at them. And he's sort of inspecting them, looking if they have anything on their person, and he notices on both of their shoulders they have an insignia branded onto them, and it starts to glow blue, or glow gray, pardon me, like a silver, as they start to like sort of evaporate. And it looks like a brain, like the insignia is basically a brain. And
Is
as
there-
yeah, go ahead.
I did take a spell called Identify. I'm not sure if it's helpful for this. It looks like it's for getting magic items, not for general runic knowledge type of thing.
Sure. I mean, you could certainly do an Arcana check if you'd like.
I'm not good at that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see this insignia, and they start to evaporate and disappear, and then Slip appears out of the back door, like sort of cautiously, like he looks very frightened. He's the right-hand man of the mayor, and he's like, Tayo, what do you do? What the fuck just happened? And he walks over to you guys, and he's like, hey, did you guys handle the situation?
Yes. I take payment, however.
I handled the situation. These guys were there.
Okay, thank you so much. Very confident.
I go like this.
Don't let it happen.
And
I walk in front of all 3 of them, the smallest one instead. Confidently, yes.
I would like to attempt to pickpocket. Slip.
Okay. Okay. So you're sort of out of view behind these guys.
Correct. I was like kind of in Oogie's shadow.
Do you have the passive ability where if you're behind someone you're obscured?
Yes.
Okay, great. So yeah, why don't you just roll for pickpockets? You just sort of mosey around and roll for a sleight of hand.
The
Please.
allure of he looks well off.
Sure. You can roll sleight of hand and I'll roll against you.
Can I just give him a bardic inspiration?
Sure.
I'm just gonna see it happening and just give you a little wink.
Okay.
And
thank you.
if you choose to, whenever you want, you can roll it, add a d6 to a die before getting the result. So if you roll low and you want to add to it, you can roll a d6.
Okay.
I will say this. Bardic inspiration usually is accompanied by some sort of bardic thing. So you could try to casually sing in the middle of this conversation and try not to make it look like anything.
Yeah, I think that's
I'll
pretty
s-
necessary.
Okay, then in this situation, I'll say, "Hey, Slip, where did those demons come from?"
This inspires. And
Very inspired.
so you can choose how
Reminds
long
me
does
of
it
the chants
last?
I hear at home.
Because you can use it later, I think, too.
It says
But I think the impetus is
within
to
the
use
next
it.
hour.
Okay, so you could use it anytime in the next hour, or you could just use it
Yeah.
now. I think it's before you know the result.
Mm-hmm.
So you roll the die, and before I tell you if it missed or
Yeah.
not, you choose to add the
Okay.
1d6. So roll a d20 for me.
Okay. Are you kidding?
What did you roll?
Nat 1.
Ooh.
Okay, well, add your modifier.
Which is what again?
Sleight of hand is going to be...
Plus 5.
Okay.
It's
It's up to you whether you want to add the d6 or not.
Don't waste it, bro.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
It's successful.
Oh, really? Okay.
He rolled very low against you.
Wow.
Hey.
Nice.
Okay.
So you reach into... What pocket are you reaching
So
into?
I guess I'm not so much trying to steal.
Oh, he does have the trait to reroll ones. That's right.
Oh
So
yeah, I
you-
do.
So
That's right.
you succeeded anyway,
Okay.
but we'll
Right,
take
I
away the
forgot.
nat one of it
I
all
forgot.
on that pretense. Good eye chat. Good eye chat.
I'm more so I
All these rules.
feel off.
Like people just make that shit
Like
up.
maybe this guy.
He
has,
does have the passive skill to let him reroll ones.
Like maybe this guy has something regarding the
Or are
demon
you
attacks.
looking for like?
Oh, looking for something.
Like maybe he's got like a note or something.
Interesting.
I'm gonna check his back. I don't know what he's wearing.
He's got a little like pouch thing.
Yeah, I wanna
like a
check-
coin purse.
I want to check the
almost.
pouch.
It really. I mean, you only do a quick sort of in and out, but it really feels like it's just gold and silver pieces.
I'll take a couple of those.
Sure. How much would you like?
Just a small handful.
How about 3 gold pieces?
3 gold pieces.
That's a lot of money.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like there's any notes or anything like that.
Okay.
And chat, as far as the nat 1 is concerned, given the fact that he could have re-rolled, I'm just going to accept it as a success. Plus, I don't know.
Fuck it.
I sort of err on the side of the players most of the time. But if a player's going to die, a player's going to die.
Yeah, you're not DMing, so shut up.
Okay, that's not what I said. But
That's
it's
what I
true.
said.
But it's true.
Our
But I do appreciate if anybody notices that there's something I've missed rules wise, please do say it, and I may or may not, latch on. But the nat roll rerun thing or reroll thing is absolutely one of Tape's abilities. Rule of cool, exactly.
It's on my list.
Okay, so you get the gold coins, and how do you get out of that situation? To be clear, you do. I'm just
I
curious.
just continue walking and try to sneakily take a roundabout way to get back behind Oogie.
Okay, I think you are able to do so.
And I reach behind my back and I feel around for his head. And I get another little pat.
Okay. So, where were we? We were talking about
We're talking to Slip. He came back in.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
was
So
asking
Slip was basically like what happened, and Tayo sort of explains his secondhand account. He's like, yeah, and these devils started to disappear as I got here. And they had a weird insignia on them. These guys, I think, took care of the situation. Thank you again, seriously.
Was there more that didn't get into this building?
He's like, no, I only saw the 2. They were
Only the
flying
2?
through town, and I followed them as far. I happened to be at the edge of the Pipes Way, patrolling in case anything bad did happen. And then I saw them, and they were heading towards the town hall, and I booked it, but they are flying, so it's a little harder for me to keep up.
I walk over, I glance at them, I look at them, I notice the glowing brain. I scream out to our Dragonborn friend, I say, yo, what is this? I mean, not yo. No, I do. I say, yo, what is this brain thing over here?
He's like, your guess is as good as mine. I've never seen that insignia before.
I point at it, urging everyone to look at it.
Everyone catches a glimpse before the two creatures disappear completely.
Yeah.
So you all see that it is basically a line drawing of a brain, almost branded into their arm, and it glows silver. But you all have an image of it in your mind.
Okay.
Is there some kind of knowledge check I could
You
attempt?
could do a history check.
Yeah, I'd love to
Roll
try.
a d20 and add history.
Sure. That's a 6, and that's going to be a 7.
From the brains you've seen, it's one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
So then Slip says, oh, fuck. And Tyler's like, whoa, what? He goes, it's the garrison hasn't told you, but it's the same emblem. Dude, it's the same one. And Tyler's like, oh, right. And they sort of look at each other, and they're sort of trading glances. And then Slip turns, and he's like, all right, why don't all 4 of you come with me? I'm going to take you to the mayoral residence. We should meet with the mayor.
I'm going to tap. I wish you single.
Oh. And before I go, hold on. Slip, why not pay Oogie what you paid this guy for doing job, for kill?
He makes a good point.
Why don't you make a, let's make a...
Intimidation.
Yeah. Do you want to do intimidation, or do you want to do persuasion?
I want to do intimidation. I'm ugly.
All right, roll d20 and add intimidation.
Okay. Ooh,
that's
that's 20.
And Slip says, well, I mean, based on the work you guys did here, I don't see why we couldn't consider adding you to the staff.
No staff, just pay.
Oh, you just want money?
Yes.
Yeah, that could be arranged. I mean, you did a great service to the city. We can happily arrange that.
We arranged.
Then we're all in agreement. I'll take 50%, and you can split the rest. Let's go.
Anything to say, guys?
Well, hold on there. I don't know if you noticed, but I did all the damage at the beginning. We can all just split it 50% for me.
Oh, no. Oogie make deal. We get money.
I'm not interested in trivial things like money.
Okay.
Well, we can split his way then.
Okay.
3 ways.
50, 25, 25.
That's not 3 ways.
I like.
You could also just do 33, 33, 33, but who's... And 1% for the bald man.
49,
where is the
1,
bald man?
25, 25.
Deal. I'll take it.
I buy you something nice.
You like his dad?
I like this friendship development.
Yeah, me
between
too.
these two.
All right, so Slip takes you guys through town, and I will say in a typical D&D campaign, sort of to metagame for a second, a lot of times whenever we walk through a town, if our whole session takes place in this town, we might visit shops, we might entertain, like, let's go to this place, and I want to entertain as much of that as we can, but since we have a limited amount of time and we have a whole story to get through, most of this is going to be a little, as the D&D people call it, railroaded, where we're sort of just going to go from point A to point B, which kind of sucks. There's not a lot of choice on your guys' part, but I have tried to invent situations in everything we do where you have choice as to how things happen. Who do you talk to? Where do you go? How does a plan get carried out? There's going to be a lot of fun. My favorite thing to do as a DM, and Dave has been a part of this before, my absolute number one favorite DM thing is to walk out of the room and let you plan something without me, and then I return and it's truly new for me. Cool. And maybe it's a heist, maybe it's how you're going to talk to somebody, because then I don't have time. I have to actually improvise with what you give me. So we'll do a lot of that. Anyway, so they take you through town, and you pass all these posters for Giles Grelby, and it almost feels like there's more of them than there were yesterday. Like every day, more of these posters are popping up. There are so many of them. They've got all kinds of horrible things about Joe Tren. Some of them have caricatures of her on them. They're not very, friendly caricatures. And you do recall it feels like he was going to say something racist at the end there. And you make it to the mayoral residence in sort of the town hall, which is in the absolute center of the city. So there are town halls for the individual boroughs, the neighborhoods, but this is the proper city center. And it's a very nice building. You've all walked past it, but none of you have ever been inside. It's ornate, it has beautiful woodwork on the outside and nice friezes on the outside that depict mayors past. And it depicts the very building of the causeway itself, your forefathers who laid down the wood in the ocean. And you walk in and Slip opens the door for you, and there's a grand staircase right in the entrance. And Joe Tren, this is probably the nicest staircase you've ever seen. Joe Tren is sitting on the third step, sharpening an axe. And she is covered in soot. Like, there is black soot all over her armor, there's black soot splotches on her face, but otherwise she's a green orc. But the soot, clearly she's been in a fire. And Tayo goes and sets his sword down on the wall and sits down in a chair, and he's like, "Did you find the source of the flames?" And Joe says, "I think so. Some kind of small flame demon that just kept spurting flames. Once I axed it, the thing weirdly began to disintegrate, and with it, the flames all around us disappeared. I mean, it felt magic the whole time, but I mean that all but confirms it, right?" And Tayo goes, "Did the creature bear any strange shapes, like a tattoo almost?" And Joe goes, "Yeah, now that you mention it, it had a strange, it looked like a brand on its forehead."
I'm so excited!
Thank you for the gift subs. Thank you for the 5-pack.
Oh,
Yeah. PS4.
Yeah.
Guys, every gifted sub makes the campaign cooler.
Yeah, it's true.
You also have to vote on your own campaign right now, chat.
Vote. Oh yeah.
Whether you want to go look
it's
inside
very
the smelly
big.
outhouse.
To my left, to the stream right now, there's a little D&D campaign happening for all of you on the right. Make sure to vote on everything that happens with your chat messages.
For not running a stream, you're running a stream, Ada.
Yeah,
You're running a good
You're doing a
stream.
lot more than any of us are doing.
Yeah.
You paid for us to fly here. I'll
does.
chill. I don't care. And Tayo says, "All right, then what happened tonight is definitely connected. I'll let these guys explain what happened in the Pipesway Town Hall. They were actually there and fought the damn things." And she goes, "Oh yeah, who are our guests?"
Joe Tren, hello.
Easy.
Sorry.
You'll have your chance.
Me, Oogie Gaguni. 2 big demonoid burst through ceiling. We take care of. Me, decapitate. But we take care of. Is what I say.
Do you want to roll a charisma?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's just
we
roll a
got
flat
Riz.
charisma.
Flat charisma. Here we go.
Oh, that's where the word Riz comes from.
17.
Yeah, Chariz.
I just learned that.
I'm logging on it.
Charisma.
Yeah.
I feel kind of stupid. Oogie, she damn, are you rubbing your hands together and doing the dark lips? She's actually, you know what? I'll roll against you.
Okay.
She's not overtaken by your charisma, but she is
She's nibbling. I'll
yeah,
take that.
We're having a little bite,
Sure.
little bite on the bob.
Seed planted.
Yeah.
She sort of does the
Okay.
no, okay. Oogie, get to work. But she does ask. She's like, "Who? You said your name was Oogie?
Oogie Gaguni.
Oogie Gaguni.
But Oogie fine, yes.
I think I maybe knew your mom potentially.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
She
I'm
died.
so sorry to hear that.
40 years.
Do you know him? Like, you guys friends?
No,
Never met the guy.
never seen him.
And the rest of you, names, please. I mean, you're residents of my fair city. I'd love to know who you are, who I have to thank.
Your residents and heroes, you're right, yes. And we appreciate your thanks. I'm Frederick, and I actually haven't gotten these guys' names yet. We kind of just, in circumstance, we're in there. I don't know if they know each other, but we're just right place, right time. Right, guys?
I'm in the back of the room, clearly not entertained by being in front of Joe Tren.
Okay.
Clearly not entertained.
Giles
by
Stan.
being- Yeah,
We ain't changing this thing.
Racist guy.
clearly not entertained. I'm not smart. Listen, my intelligence level's low. Okay.
The arguments Giles presented at the town hall meeting seemed prescient.
It seemed like someone with my level of intelligence would be swayed by
Sure,
that
yeah,
argument.
no,
My
fair enough.
intelligence
Is what I'm
also
saying.
ain't too good.
Dude,
yeah.
that's just good roleplay.
I am so I've been consumed by propaganda. I've been
Yeah,
at this point.
so
At this point,
excited.
I've seen so many things about Joe Tren. I don't know what's true or not.
Sure.
I read
You know?
that she killed his parents.
I
Say it not so.
I heard she had a barn with 1 million unauthorized carrier pigeons in that barn. Unauthorized. They were her own personal carrier pigeons.
Wow.
If you make 1 million misdemeanors, that's gotta be a felony.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Anyway, I'm in the back, unentertained by all this, and I just say, I'm David.
Thank you for the 5-pack.
Clearly.
I'm just a monk.
Thank you.
Just a monk. A
Just
name,
a monk.
please? You have a name?
You don't need to know it.
That's a weird name.
I mean, I guess you know him, right? Yeah.
Oogie.
I
I mean,
guess.
we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know about as much as you do here, but it seems like this isn't just some random act of chaos. Do you have any idea maybe what happened or why?
Oh, she's got an idea.
Sorry?
Go on.
Okay. Tayo says, I mean, did it look like they were looking for anything? Or like, was the, was it just, because from how it looked from my perspective, to be clear, it looked like they were gunning for the town hall.
It did feel like they were looking for something.
Okay.
It did feel like they didn't find it.
And
Well,
Joe,
they didn't find it, to be fair.
they're
They
dead.
kinda killed it.
They're dead. Joe says, okay. I mean, I'd wager they were trying to split us up, right? But we probably went the opposite way they hoped, maybe. I mean, I bet they figured I'd send you two to aid the garrison in fighting the flames, leaving me unguarded at the town hall meeting where the things you fought would get beat by myself, right? And that sounds plausible to me.
Yeah,
Time out? What are we timing
I
out for?
think because we have double, you're echoing.
I'm
I
echoing.
think I fixed it.
Are we still echoing, chat? Weird, it just happened randomly out of nowhere?
Yeah.
It wasn't doing it the whole time?
we should need mic 2
All good.
and 3.
Well, now
Good
it
now.
looks like they're both just on mic 2. What? Looks like they're both just hitting mic 2.
Can everyone still hear ADAP well? You wanna do
Yeah,
it?
they can hear me fine. Can they hear you guys fine?
Yeah, the bar's going up with us
Yeah, it looks
too.
like we're good.
Yeah.
Looks like we're fine.
Alright.
Nice.
Wait, what zone are we in? Zombies?
Ah. Zombie.
Anyway,
Great song.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm feeling a little like information's not being withheld from me, not from you, Joe. I know. I don't think you're holding anything back. But Slip, you recognize the brand. It's in everyone's best interest if you tell us just tell us the ideas it's cooking in your head.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's only fair, I guess. Great. Well, to introduce ourselves a little bit more fully, obviously you know who I am. I'm sort of run the campaign for Mayor Tren, but by the same token, I'm not very combat hardened. I don't really do the fighting.
We can tell.
Okay. Try to be nice. But Tayo here is our local, he sort of gets the job done. So we're sort of two sides of the same coin. I do more of the business for Joe Tren, and Tayo does sort of the dirty work when it's necessary. Which luckily of late hasn't been really much, although, frankly, strange creatures have been popping up here and there across the city over the last 48 hours. And they have all bore this strange mark. That sort of brain, it seems. And frankly, they started appearing around the mayoral residence first, and then we doubled up the garrison, and now they're trying to find us in other places. So I'm going to say, Mayor Tren, it's probably not safe for you to travel alone anymore. I know you hate it when I say that, and she's like, it's so stupid. Like, I can fend for myself, clearly. I just killed the thing. And he's like, yeah, but that was one small thing doing fire, something you are good at dealing with, but I mean, these guys, all four of them, fought two what sound like big creatures. And it sounded very harrowing. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not hurt.
I'm a little hurt.
He is a little hurt, and we are gonna need a little bit of support from the city.
She says, we will compensate you. She's like, we're gonna,
He's really concerned about the
she's
compensation.
like,
Just really want to make sure.
And to be clear, she's not even that disappointed about that notion because it's the causeway. Like, this is just how people are. It is tough to find coin in this city. Like, you either have to do a ton of work which doesn't pay well, or steal. Like, that's basically all you've got in this city. You got a thought, I can see.
I'm feeling very guilty I want to try putting the money back in Slip's satchel.
Okay, he's directly to the right of you, so you don't have to maneuver at all. It's
Okay.
just so roll sleight of hand. I'm gonna roll against you again.
I'm feeling guilty. What is that, a 6? What is it? 6 plus sleight of hand. 11. Doing this.
11. You are able to easily. It doesn't even feel like a challenge. Place the coins back in all of them. You put them all back.
Put them all back.
Wow.
Do any of us see this happen?
Why don't all three of you roll perception for me?
Okay. Is that 20?
That's a d20 plus.
Yeah.
It's in there somewhere.
I got a 19.
19.
7.
7.
14.
14. Can you roll stealth for me?
Oh, there's no way, you guys.
18.
26.
Okay, none of you notice. None of you notice and put the coins back.
That's so funny.
I feel a sudden release of stress, I feel good.
Nice.
I feel
The guilt.
like guilt has been lifted.
Good. Good.
I'd like to, while they're talking, I'm kind of zoning out what Joe Tran says, and I would like to just kind of look around the room in general. I'm kind of studying the room for...
Sure.
Suspiciously.
Sure. We'll just use your prior perception check. What was it?
It was 14.
14. I mean, frankly, there's not much out of the ordinary. I think from a cursory glance, you can tell it's clear that they're pretty cautious about what they put on display in the mayoral residence, especially in the foyer, because they don't want people to come in and steal stuff. Because people do come in to take meetings with her, including, they'll have open office hours where, people can just come and lodge complaints. And so there's not really anything stealable in the immediate vicinity past, a vase or something, you know what I mean? And it doesn't at first glance seem like I will say, from the past 5 years of living under her tenure as mayor, the opinion of her generally is pretty good. This is a very straight and narrow mayor who was well regarded as head of the city garrison before she took office, and the city garrison is not well liked because it's literally the police are not liked in this city. They're often really rough, and in her tenure as leader of the garrison, that shifted noticeably. They were a lot less firm with people, fewer random checks, all that shit.
Okay.
She is well liked, and it doesn't seem like there's really anything out of the ordinary. I will say, as far as the three individuals before you, Tayo is the most suspicious of them, but I think that's just his roguelike nature. He just has a lot to hide in general in his life, but they seem to trust him.
Okay.
Is he rogue-like or is he rogue-light? I'm so sorry.
A question we all must ask.
Roll a d20 to decide.
Roll a d20 or be murdered. So Joe says, look, I'll take a bodyguard, but I really think I'll be fine. The bigger question is who's doing this. I mean, these creatures are obviously connected and clearly, at least to me, are being summoned, right? That's the only reason they're disappearing when we kill them. The Causeway is no stranger, to be clear to all of you, the Causeway is no stranger to a wandering monster here or there, but 3 demonic presences at the same time in 2 completely different parts of town? No shot. I mean, come on. What do you lot think? I mean, it feels plausible, right, that these are connected incidents? And Slip says,
Considering.
yeah, I mean, the insignia is the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a no-brainer to me.
It seems like they're all connected, and it also seems like they know where you guys are going to be all the time.
And Joe says, it does seem like that. And Slip says, I'd say our little suspicion that somebody who works on our campaign is maybe eavesdropping to Giles might also insinuate that not only maybe we're right,
I'm
but
so
also I think Giles is getting
excited.
a little ambitious with his smear campaign. So clearly they're insinuating now that Giles is behind this somehow.
I roll my eyes.
Slip, did you keep
My giant gnome
Did you have
eyes.
any idea where Giles got off to when he escaped?
He ran out the back door. I mean, there's sort of like a green room, if you will.
Yeah.
Like a holding room behind the stage where I went with Pip, and then I asked Pip if we'd want, I could escort him home. And Pip elected to stay, and I'm Slip. Giles ran out the back.
I see.
And Tyler says, okay, I'm just gonna say what we're all thinking. Giles can't have summoned these. He's a fucking moron. But he could have just hired somebody
Deep pockets.
clearly talented. I could cut the money off. I mean, I could just kill Giles like I've been telling you I could do for months. And Joe's like, that's not how we do things. Besides, if he were to die mysteriously, we'd lose the public's respect, and rightfully so. They'd obviously know it was us. We just have to prove it's him and provide the information to the public. If he's tried in a fair trial and found guilty, I mean, that's that. The problem is providing the connection. Tayo says, I could infiltrate his residence, see if there's anything there that links them. And Joe's like, you can take these 4 with you. I mean, they seem pretty good in the scuffle.
I go for you. I go for you, lady.
I go for you, lady.
I'm eager to help as long as.
She says, she cuts you off, she goes, it'll be paying work.
Yeah?
She goes, you're all from the Pipes Way, so I presume you don't mind if the work isn't legal. I don't want to generalize a whole neighborhood, but let's call a spade a spade.
Oogie never care.
I'm a monk, not a saint.
She goes, but I do promise you, it is for the greater good. If Giles wins my seat, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, this city is finished.
Well,
I'm in, but I say it in a way that's clearly I'm not excited about it, nor do I believe her.
She says, look, I know nothing of your political leanings. I understand the smear campaign against me has been, you know, and I'm not free of criticism myself. I've made mistakes. We all have. But I can tell you that Giles is a bad man with bad interests for this city. From the bottom of my heart, I can tell you that.
I'm still not swayed, but yes, let's go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not swayed, but I'd like to see this evidence that you say exists.
Well, she says, I don't know that it exists or not. Tayo seems to think that maybe if you go to the residence, you might find something.
Oogie just down for break-in. Sounds fun.
I may have a little experience from a past life.
Everyone kind of just looks at you.
Listen.
You're curious.
I'm just saying.
What does that mean? What does that mean, a past life?
I'm a monk, not a saint. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to talk about it.
Seems like you're. I mean, I don't want to. Seems like you're talking about it.
Let's talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Great.
All right.
So
we're going.
Tayo details for you that Giles, as said before, he lives in the Cobbles Way, which is the very nice upper end neighborhood further inland, actually on the shore, but it's still within the city's gates. And maybe you've been to the Cobbles Way on a job before, maybe, but you would never spend time there. It just does not embody the soul of the city. But you've probably been through once or twice. And so, Tayo's just down to sort of plan this job with you because you all seem pretty, you know what you're doing. And so he's sort of like, how do you want to do this? He's like, I don't have a schematic for Giles' house or anything. I just know that it's a manor on its own block at the end of the street, like in the Cobbles Way. It's I think 2 or 3 stories. I mean, it's a nice house.
well, Tayo, I feel like there's 3 ways we can go about this.
Okay, I'm sensing a trend.
Number 1, we could break into Tayo's home and look for evidence that
Giles.
That Giles is home, and look for evidence that there's foul play, ledgers, something that shows that he is in fact behind these demons. Let's be real. We all know that Giles. We know he makes his money in the same way that we make our money.
Sure.
Everyone in this city does.
Right. Fair enough.
That's not what's important. Second, if, like we suspect, he hired a demon, or he's hired someone to conjure these demons or creatures to plan these attacks, then we could try and ambush him as a contact. I think that could be a decent plan forward to get him. So we either look for information in his home, or we confront him directly
And what's the third thing?
in disguises. I don't have a third thing. I lied about that.
And the third thing,
Okay.
if we don't find anything, we look through your house too, Mayor. I say skeptically.
She's like, I am literally paying you. It's like, I'll even give you half the payment now, as a show of faith.
I'm going with number 1.
I'm still swayed. I find myself slightly swayed by that. Find myself slightly swayed by that. Okay.
I also like that. Is
Okay.
there stores in the what is this building called?
The town hall.
Is there weapon and stores of any sort here that we could use in equipping ourselves for this mission?
She's like, I have a smithy.
Beautiful. And what about an alchemist?
What?
To pass one on the way there, maybe.
I just want some potions. I just want some potions. I like potions.
Okay, well, maybe we'll pass one on the way there then. I'm in. I, for one, am in.
Due to my
I'm in.
past life that I don't like to talk about, I want to go with option 1.
Do you have a team name? She's like,
The
typically,
Oogies!
typically thieving teams have names. It's sort of a tradition in the Causeway.
Oogie no care.
Team Oogie no care.
Team, let chat decide our name right now.
Oh, that's fun. Chat, you wanna
decide our
decide?
name.
Chat, who's got a good one?
Decide our name. Team Child Sports.
The Gooners. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm down with the Gooners.
Goon Squad.
The
Yeah.
Bit Lickers.
I'm down with Gooners, honestly.
Nah.
2 and 2 halves amigos.
Gooners.
Du Bois.
The Mind Goblins.
No.
I love subs.
I like Team Gooners, honestly.
I'm
Team
into
Gooners.
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 Gooners?
Gooners. Gooners.
Gooners!
Now, Dave, before you say that word out loud, do you know what it
I
means?
do know what
Okay,
that is.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay. Gooners
It's
never.
always good to check. It's always good to check.
Gooners never bust.
So true. Okay, so great. So Tave wants to do plan 1.
Yes.
Could always split up. I mean, there's no...
We could always split up.
What's the vibe? Do you want to infiltrate the house, or do you want to try to find Giles?
We might even want him distracted while the house is being ransacked.
That's not a bad idea.
Maybe if there was only someone who could provide him entertainment while we went inside his house.
Although
you could do that.
Although Oogie very nosy and want to go in, I can stand out and keep watch.
I think it boils down to strength in numbers or divide and conquer. What do you guys think?
I think strength in numbers. I think we all go.
I want to go in the house.
I want to go in the house.
I think we stick together.
Stick together.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to an alchemist shop?
I would like to buy.
Yeah, on the way. On the way.
On the way.
Okay.
Also, is Oogie being healed on our trip magically?
Oogie fine.
I took damage too. I took 7.
You guys
How
are
much
just
HP out of curiosity do all you guys have at max?
23.
55.
38.
43?
I have 23.
You're the lowest. I mean, you are a spellcaster. You stay at range.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are fine. Yeah, you're
Okay.
fine for now.
Oogie fine.
The way I typically do campaigns is like, when you long rest in between sessions.
Long rest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At the alchemist shop on the way, which we'll call potions and shit. It's a nice little juncture in the city center.
Mm-hmm.
It's run by a real strange fellow who's got big owl-rimmed glasses. He's sort of short and he's got a long hook nose. And he's like, "Oh, gentlemen, welcome to potions and shit."
I like this guy.
Can I interest you in potions or maybe some shit?
Hold on the shit, but let's talk potions.
To be clear, I don't sell poo. The city,
I was hoping that's what the shit was.
the city inspector wants me to be very clear. There's no shit in this
I
establishment.
was really hoping.
Shit is more of a sort of colloquialism. Unless you're into that kind of thing.
No.
I'd like to browse your potions myself. How much money do we have now?
So typically
you
your
give
starting
us?
class will start with a certain amount of
Yeah.
coin.
But how much money?
that
She prepaid
is.
us.
It's down here.
She prepaid
Oh,
us.
she did prepay. So the job is going to pay out 20 gold pieces to each of you to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So she gave you each 10 gold pieces on top of what you already latently have.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know how much that is. That's up to you guys.
Sure.
You will have to keep track of your own money, please. I simply
Yes.
cannot be bothered.
That's fine.
Yeah.
How much do you guys want to? How much should we all start with? Like.
I had
before
15.
I don't have any.
Yeah, I started with 15.
That
I'll
makes
start with
sense for
15
you
as
not
well.
to have any.
Yeah.
I had
15
one.
gold pieces?
One.
One gold piece?
Yeah.
And a gold tooth.
One. No, just a stinky one.
Stank tooth.
One stinky.
One stanky tooth.
So we've got a vial of acid for 25 gold pieces, alchemist fire for 50, an antitoxin for 50, a glass bottle for 2 gold pieces, a component pouch for 25 gold pieces, a flask or a tankard for 2. Oh, those are all gold pieces. A flask or a tankard for 2 coppers, a healer's kit for 5 gold, a bottle of ink for 10 gold, a jug or a pitcher for 2 copper, a flask of oil for 1 silver. This is all just a pre-made shop I found online just now. A potion of healing for 50 gold pieces, perfume for 5, and a vial for 1 gold piece.
What was the guy's name again? Did he give it to us?
He did not. Would you like to ask?
No. Sir, I'd like to be very, very honest with you.
Skringle.
Springle, you've met Tayo before, I'm sure.
Sure.
We wouldn't be. We're going with Tayo. We're on very important business with the city. And in order to get our very important business with the city completed, I am going to need that potion of alchemist flames, or whatever it was called.
The alchemist fire potion.
Yes. The problem, Skringles, the problem. I don't have that kind of money.
I step in, and I lean over, and I say sprinkles. And I try to...
Sprinkles.
Sprinkles. That's what I said.
Only certain people call me Sprinkles.
And I'd like to be one of those people, Sprinkles.
Take me to shit dinner first.
How long has your family owned this shop? I asked sexily.
Sexily. I opened the shop myself 2 weeks ago.
No wonder the prices are so shit.
2 weeks ago. Listen, is there any way you can give my man a discount? I try to charisma you.
Would you like
I try to persuade you to give me a discount.
Persuasion.
What do I got? 17 plus 2, 19.
For my new friend. 40 gold pieces.
40?
That's a 20% discount.
Springles, I cannot stress this enough.
Sprinkles.
Sprinkles, I cannot stress this enough. The
I love
well-being of our city's future
I'm only shopping at this
rests
shop.
on whether or not I can have this for 25 gold pieces.
Tyler's like, Jesus fucking Christ. I guess Jesus doesn't exist. He walks in and he's like, I'll pay 10 of it. I'll pay 10 of it. If we can leave this shop, I'll pay 10 of it.
How, 35 then, Sprinkles. That's all I can do.
Just give it up, bro.
I give up another 5.
If you take a bag of questionable material, I'll make it 35.
Like, I take more things? Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Let's find out what alchemist fire is.
I don't even know what it is. You just want it.
This sticky adhesive fluid ignites when exposed to air. As an action, you can throw this flask up to 20 feet, shattering it on impact. Make a ranged attack against a creature or object, treating an alchemist fire as an improvised weapon. On a hit, the target takes 1d4 fire damage at the start of each of its turns. A creature can end this damage by using its action to make a DC 10 dexterity saving throw. DC 10 dexterity check, pardon me. I can have this page up and we'll just,
I wrote it down too.
Great.
Yeah.
You have been writing all my spells down.
He hands you a bag of shit.
Bag.
Nice.
Shit.
You knows when that will
But
come
you
in
said you
handy.
didn't. So you didn't.
How does
have
it?
shit.
Is it weighty? How does it feel in my hand? I don't want to open
Supple.
It's a supple bag of shit, bro.
Is it
it. Yeah,
fresh?
I'm gonna pack
It's
that away.
well collapsed. Like, it's not fragrant or it's like vacuum sealed.
Oh.
Squishy?
It's like one solid log, bro.
I put it towards
What's
Squeakers,
solid log,
and I
bro?
see
Sprinkles.
no my bird.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to see if my bird reacts in any way to the bag of shit.
It's like-
All right. Yeah. And I just pack it away. Say thanks.
Does anybody else want anything from this motherfucker?
Sprinkles, I take jar.
Jar! Do you want like a glass bottle
The
or a
bottle.
jug?
Give me bottle.
A nice glass bottle.
Give me the
It's
bottle.
2 gold pieces.
Here you are, Sprinkles.
And he says, well, he'll give it to you for 1. He'll give it to you for 1 gold piece.
Sprinkles, you good guy. And I give him the 1 gold, and I
He
take
says,
it.
now before you go, you've made a purchase. Would you also like a bag of good?
Sprinkles, yeah, sure. I'll take one.
Yes! I'll be honest, you guys. You're my first customer.
We're not surprised.
Okay. I, noticing that 2 people, again, not intelligent, having something that I don't have, get jealous and immediately go, what else you got, Sprinkles? You know, let me get one of those vials, Sprinkles.
Sure,
Does it come with a bag of shit?
Frankly, for you guys, anything comes in the bag.
For the record, I take my mother's dead tooth and I put it in my bottle, and I seal it up and
Nice.
put it in my bag.
I'm curious.
Okay, I'm paying two coins.
It's 1 gold piece for the vial.
Okay, 1.
But you might. I can't remember money denominations. How the
Whatever.
gold? Is it 100 silvers to a gold or 10?
Yeah, who cares? I don't
No
have any
idea.
copper or silver, so I'm only operating gold right now.
All right.
Gold.
Yeah, it's 1 gold piece. Okay.
Gold.
You guys want to get out of here?
Yes.
I'm ready. Bye, Sprinkles. Nice meet.
I
Nice meet
comment to them. My bag's girthier.
Sprinkles says, "Please come back, please."
I really
I
think
pat his head.
You bet his head he comes, bro. The greatest thing that's ever happened to him. Human
He met the Gooners.
physical touch is beyond reckoning
I
for
do a
him.
little wipe after it, man.
He's very thankful for your guys' business, and as you leave, Tyler's like, I do not, and I cannot stress this enough, I do not want to be back in there ever again in my life.
okay, we're going there every time. We're literally gonna go there. Hello. Walking out, I comment to the other guys. I am only shopping there for my alchemist
For
needs from
everything.
now on.
Say, good guy. Good guy.
Hope he opens as some sort of smithing operation
You guys see
soon.
the deal I got?
It is a huge discount. That is a lot of gold. But you know, he's hopeful that word of mouth will spread.
Yeah.
After we walk about 20 feet, I hopefully find a container to just throw that.
Yeah, fair enough. You don't want GR
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
I will keep mine.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You never know.
Okay, so after a walk, we'll sort of teleport in our minds.
Sure.
You make it to Giles's manor, and it's evening has fallen by this point. The moons are up, and it's a clear night, but a slight fog rests on the streets of the Cobblesway. And you see his mansion, and there don't appear to be any candles lit or torches lit or anything. The windows seem dark. And you're a good 100 feet away from it at the moment. And Tayo's like, all right, guys. I've stolen a good amount of stuff, but I'm willing to follow your lead if there's any way you want to do this.
I have 120 feet dark vision. So
Okay.
can I just look, make sure I don't see anything, like, I don't notice anything, like looking
Yeah,
weird or anybody?
it's
or-
only like 9 p.m.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's not like it is dark, but to
Okay.
be clear, like people aren't going to sleep,
Sure,
right?
sure.
So the lights being off sort of belies that maybe, or rather betrays that probably nobody is home.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be very clear. I do have talents, friends. And if any of you feels confident in the art of moving quietly, I can make sure that the visual element is not important. Yes, I can make you invisible.
So I feel very confident in my
Move quietly, not strong suit for Oogie.
Are you sure? You were my first pick.
Oogie, I'm disappointed.
Before we do anything, though, I would like to ask Squeakers to do a lap around the building and swirl around
Sure.
anywhere that looks like a viable point of entry.
Great.
Yeah.
Squeakers, sort of, I don't know, do they squawk?
He goes, yeah.
He can talk. He's a
He
talking
can-
He
parrot.
knows several words, yeah.
But they all rhyme. They're all one syllable words that rhyme.
Sword, dead, amalgamation.
Kill.
You're gonna rhyme with sword and amalgamation? I look forward to
Kill.
that.
Orange.
Orange.
He flies up and he circles the building for a moment and then returns to your shoulder. And you would be able to hear exactly what the parrot is saying, David. You can make out precisely what the parrot says, but you,
Yes.
I guess, just sort of have an intimate connection. with the
Yeah,
parrot.
Okay. I cast Speak with Animals to see
Sure. The
what his
parrot
parrot
is
says.
thrilled to be communicating with someone in plain words.
Yes.
To what to him is squawking, but like is like, you hear. Yes. So.
I cast Speak with Animals. I ask the parrot, did you see anything up there? Is there anywhere we can get in?
Frankly, it's a humble residence as far as mansions go, but a little eclectic. I would do without the crenellations personally, but who am I to judge? I don't live in the Cobble's way. No, nothing really of note. There's a chimney up top and a skylight up to the top, and it looks like maybe a study on the top floor underneath the skylight. But that's really all I've got for you, to be honest. There's also a back door to the garden.
Did it look like anyone was home?
To me, no.
You have a wonderful parrot here. I want you to know that.
What does his voice sound like?
Who are they?
Like squawk! I in my mind, I talked exactly like him, but you heard squawk, squawk.
Can you tell him I'm thankful? Now he knows it.
I think he can understand common.
Yeah.
So
He
the
can
parrot
understand you.
understands
He gets
common.
me.
He just doesn't. You can't understand.
I'm just so excited by the fact that you can talk to him. I didn't know you had that ability. It's beautiful.
I was wondering if you could tell something to my friend Frederick.
Absolutely.
Whatever the small brown pellets are, more of those. I fuck those up, if I'm being honest.
You would really like to be fed more of these small brown pellets?
I reach for the bag of shit.
He says, no. Great. So you communicate the information to the guys. Everybody sort of knows what the parrot said. So there's got like a study on the third floor, and it appears to be some kind of skylight that goes down into that, like an open glass sort of thing. But there is a front door, and there's also a back door from the garden.
Yeah.
And there's sort of like a hedgerow around the garden. There is a big baby on screen.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
That's
the
the
boss.
boss, yeah.
Yeah.
The Giganta baby.
They might get wiped, actually. They might get a wipe here.
That'd be huge.
I don't know, that's the only time I gain time because it just like, it's like stagnant when there's soldiers, right? Or it
Guys,
just
can we
goes
get
up.
200,000 gifted?
200,000 gifted?
Please?
200,000 gifted, my shirt's coming off, guys,
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
I'll pop some nips out right now. Yeah.
Giant baby.
So yeah, I mean, this is another one of those situations where, because Tayo is there, I'm going to stay in on the conversation, but truly, however you guys think you should go about this plan is up to you.
Ooh.
And,
You think you have the strength to throw me on the roof?
Oogie has strength.
Skyline is sounding.
If you could drop down...
Can I make like some sort of check to see if I think I actually have the strength to do this?
yeah, I'm going to say you just feel like you can.
Okay. I'm confident.
If you could drop down a rope to us from there.
I do have rope.
You have rope?
Any good adventurer starts with 50 feet of hempen rope,
Of
baby.
course, of course.
I got rope.
I don't have rope.
All I have is tooth.
Tayo says, I like this one.
Yeah, I think the study is where we're most likely to find the information that we want, and if there's a skybox going directly to it,
And he says, I'm also worried, like, low-key, if there's some kind of magician or summoner that is working with this guy, I'm worried there might be magic booby traps maybe at the entrances. Whereas if we get straight to the office, right, I feel like it's more likely that we're going to be fine.
yeah. Now, we know the guy we're dealing with. He is running for mayor.
While they're talking, I grab him. I say, enough! And I throw him up.
Okay, you guys will have to walk up to the residence. You're
Oh,
at a
okay, never
distance.
mind. Okay.
No, you
So-
can't take him. I can
Okay.
take him.
I just grab him
grab
by
him.
his thing and I start walking with him.
Do you want to cast the invisibility thing?
Yeah.
We're doing okay.
What's the song that accompanies invisibility? I'm sorry, you picked Bard. You will be singing.
Yeah,
it.
no,
I run behind them too. Like I'm running. What?
And Tayo's like, okay.
Yeah, little
So
legs.
just
Like my
going.
little legs are running after them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, this is happening. I go, you disappear in the night, as quiet as can be, and suddenly, no longer, nobody they can see. And I touch you, and you turn invisible.
Sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still just walking with him.
Now you're holding nothing.
Okay. Well. Okay.
It's physically weighted.
Okay.
But
sure.
it is
It
not.
looks
You
like
can't
nothing.
see.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
just.
Also, anything you are holding or your clothes, they are also invisible.
Okay.
Am I invisible? Cause holes.
That's a decent question.
No, that's okay. All right. So yeah, we
Sure. You walk up and
out.
why don't let's
wondering
all
where
of you
the
roll
monk went and
let's all
what
roll
the fuck
stealth
he's
for
doing.
me. Everybody roll stealth. And this will be your passive stealth for the entirety of this heist.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah!
What?
That's funny.
I wish we could get like a camera on that.
We could. Oh, we absolutely could
Okay.
get a
Yeah.
camera.
I think it'd be
Yeah,
cool to
yeah.
get like a little tripod or something.
Oh yeah, we can do that tomorrow. We can do that for tomorrow.
Nice.
Cool.
24.
24. You've got Sicko.
Yeah.
20.
I got 2
Oh!
Okay.
total. 2 total.
Tayo's gonna roll. Tayo's got
2 total.
Okay, Tayo got 26.
Zach is just
Yeah, my
smacking.
Tayo turns around to you and he's like, "Hey man, do you want to stay outside?"
And
Get a wheelbarrow.
me not being that intelligent, go, no, I'll be fine. Not realizing what he's saying.
Okay. So now comes the throwage.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm gonna have you roll acrobatics,
You're
and
gonna
you
have
roll
to toss
strength,
me.
Okay.
and we're gonna combine them, and I'll make a DC for the combination.
All right. Here we go.
Wait, what am I rolling for?
You're gonna roll acrobatics.
Ooh, not or 2. Sorry, not
2 plus strength.
plus 2.
4.
18.
Okay, you barely.
Okay.
Big throw.
Yeah.
I mean, the added benefit, right, is that you're landing at the apex, so you're not going to take damage. Because, guys, at the apex of a parabolic arc, that's where the velocity of the Y component is.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So
Everybody.
you toss him, and he
I
honestly,
stumble a little
it
after.
feels like as you toss him, it's more him jumping out of your
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah.
But you,
But nobody can see it.
no one can see your sick front foot.
Yeah.
And you grab the lip of the roof and hoist yourself up.
You make it.
I'm up here.
Okay.
And you see a spot around the chimney. You could loop the rope and make a sort of and you guys can climb up the rope if you so desire. And while they're climbing up, would you like to roll sleight of hand to open the skylight?
14.
You had that 6 from earlier if you
19.
want.
No, 19.
You see a little place where rust has corroded away, or rusted away, a bit of the perimeter of the glass, and you're able to just barely reach your finger in and hit the latch, and the door pops open. And you can see below you the pair was right. There is a sort of a study.
And I'm up there alone right now.
They are climbing up presently.
I'm gonna wait for them to join me.
They can't see you.
True. I'm gonna go in.
Okay. Could you roll investigation for me? Because I figure you're looking around.
Not very good at investigating, guys. Not bad. 14.
Okay. So in your immediate surroundings, there are bookshelves lining the walls on either side. Volumes and volumes of yo.
I'm so excited.
Let's go, Adam.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam's. Oh, wait. I want you guys to beat this boss. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
Yo.
Let's go, Mango. Mango.
We gotta beat this baby.
It's gonna be close now. It's gonna be close.
This is so sick.
That is very cool.
Who programmed this?
Adam Vision.
Dude, Adam. Sick work.
Yep.
Very good.
I know. He just gave me a rebate. He just gave me a fucking rebate.
Adam, do you take work?
I'm
Probably
so
not after this.
excited.
Oh!
And static
rodent.
Okay.
Wait, there's a bigger
I'm
pack
so
there,
excited.
There's 2.
Oh, it's 2 5-packs?
Two
Nice.
packs coming in. 2 packs.
Oh my
Very
god, this fight
nice.
is close.
Is Wavy a baby?
Kind of. In a way.
In a sense.
Yeah.
I know this fight's. It's gonna come down to it.
Down to the wire.
We're all waiting with bated breath.
I know. All right, you're in the place.
Yes.
Yes,
So
you're in the
there's
place.
bookshelves lining the walls on your left and right, and there's, hello.
Hi, I'm the dirty handyman. nice lady downstairs, she told me that you guys can put your order
I'm
in
so
at any
excited.
time, whenever, no rush.
Okay.
And you can have your food within like 15-20 minutes from when you put your order in.
I would
But
say
no
we're,
rush.
we're probably at a natural stopping point in 10 minutes. We could pop down in 10 minutes and just make it easy.
Yeah.
Well, it won't be ready in 10 minutes.
No, I'm saying we come down in 10 minutes to like help you and.
You don't have to.
Okay, well, what's the
Who
option?
are you?
I don't know.
He's a baby.
I'm just a guy.
I'm just
a guy.
Just a chill guy.
Little pink guy.
Yeah, just let me know if you guys need anything.
will.
It
Thank you.
is hot as balls in here. Y'all want some airflow?
It was super cold for a second, and then it was cold. Hold on.
We got a lot of boys generating heat.
No, don't turn that on. It's so
A
loud.
lot of lads.
Well, I was just gonna maybe like let some air in.
I'm just gonna put the AC back on.
I'll crank it from out here.
I already cranked it. I cranked that soldier boy.
You.
Okay, so we'll.
Let's get started then.
Okay, cool. Thank you, love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
I now understand what just happened. I thought it was like we had to say what we wanted, but now I get it was a bit. I'm following. The order was, do you want food?
Yes.
Locked in.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
there-
this one's dead.
Bookshelves both sides.
Yeah, and then there is a desk in the middle, sort of,
We
you
can
know,
plug it into the battery.
Yeah.
We just need a USB-C.
You can take me out.
Yeah.
sort of a classic
That's
like,
a
desk in front of the
Oh,
windows,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
windows behind,
I have more
looking over
slots.
the
So I just need
garden.
plugs.
Yeah. And that investigation check can carry you as you look around the room.
I would like to. Are there any unusual books, like looking like they're like out of place or slightly pulled out on any of the shelves?
Yeah, you do notice that there is a volume, an edition of a series called The Winged Flowers. And Winged Flowers, Volume 1, is sort of poking out of its respective bookshelf.
I'm not going to take it out. I'm just going to make note of that.
Okay.
And then I would also like to check the desk to see if there's like any drawers are locked or if there's anything.
Most of the drawers just have like writing implements in them. To be honest, there's some money, a couple silver pieces in one of the drawers, sort of like stragglers.
I see the money and it gets me like.
Let's go.
Would be shame if
Sure.
Bitlickers showed up.
Really, just trying to decide if I want to.
I'm so excited.
For this round, I stay away.
He's a man of God now. But there's one big, you know how like sometimes in a desk there will be like drawer, big drawer on the right side. There's a bigger drawer that seems heavier, and you're able to jostle it free, and inside is a safe.
Okay, I'm just gonna make again. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna wait for my comrades.
Okay, at about this time, you guys get to the skylight.
How long does the invisibility last, by the way?
It's probably like an hour or so.
As I was walking up, my shoes were
it's up to an hour.
clanking against the side of the.
Tayo grabs you and is like,
Yeah.
I promise this isn't me being annoying or prejudiced. Can I pick you up? You are very loud. You're stepping loudly.
Yes, and I allow that.
He hoists you.
Yes, I allow that.
He holds you like a baby.
And you're still hitting the
Damn!
Yeah, alright, great.
And he jumps with you down into the skylight.
Okay.
Well, first he's like, are you clear of the landing zone?
I
'Cause
warm-
he can't see you.
Yeah. Yes.
I enjoy being held, by the way.
This is
Just want to
right
make
We're
that
learning
clear.
that.
Yeah,
Write
write
that
that
down.
down. Everyone knows.
I take note. Yeah.
Oh, they beat the boss, I think.
Nice. Good job, Chad.
Let's go.
Proud of you.
So they jump down, and you guys all jump down, I presume. Unless one of you wants to stay on the roof.
I'll be
No.
the last to jump down, and I'll kind of just hang out for a second before I jump in.
Okay.
I'm just hanging out for a minute.
You guys are all able to jump in, and you all see the same things that our friend saw. And, Tayo's like, did you see anything while you were in here before us?
Yeah. So some interesting things to note. I didn't want to touch them in case there was traps or something. If you notice this book on this bookshelf called Winged Flowers, stood out like it's been used or been looked at very recently. And also in this desk, on this big drawer, there is a it was a safe, right? Is it a safe?
Yeah. Sorry.
No. There's a rather large safe.
I will jump down when I hear a rather large safe. Dude, I hit the ground.
Yeah, so the safe is a numerical safe. Top of the line, brand new, an interlocking wheel safe with like a dial. At first glance, I mean, Tave, you're no stranger to a safe.
Correct.
It feels
I
like
don't want to talk about
it feels like this one is not going to be bust openable.
Right.
Bust it wide openable.
Bust it.
You're going to have to. The combination is likely required. And Tayo says, "Okay, well, I mean, we can go check on this book, I guess." Does anybody want to go over there?
What kind of
with me?
check would that be?
He's planning on just yoinking the book.
Okay.
I'm not stopping him. I don't have a good feeling about it, but I'm not stopping him.
Yep, Tayo brings me over to the book. I grab it in my little hands because
He loves that idea. He thinks that's very funny.
So he walks me over. I grab it in my little hands. Keep in mind, I'm still skeptical of this whole thing too, right? But I grab this in my little hands, and he picks me back up, and we're like Simba holding Simba.
And he's like, what does it say?
Like Simba holding Simba. I open the book.
Sure. Giles is not a subtle man. I'll say that much. You open the book, and there is a...
Regime.
Yes, he's hiding pornography in books.
The place no one would.
Why is
Wind of the flower.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, the name. I don't know.
It's on the brain. No, there is one page missing.
Oh.
You notice that page was sort of hastily, not cleanly torn out of the book.
I say to everyone, yo, whisper, with a loud whisper. I say, yo, there's a page missing from this book, guys.
I say, what does the page say?
I look back at him with the dumbest look and say, it's missing.
Oh.
We should find it.
Where'd it go?
What do the other pages seem to say?
The other pages just seem, it's like some really bad YA fiction. Like it's just like a fine book.
Okay.
But it says volume 1 on it, and there is a page missing.
Okay.
Okay.
Tyler's like, guys, can we look maybe for the other books? Do we want to look through all the books?
We should just look around and try.
Start
I feel
looking
like
around,
the desk feels like the place I would look first.
I look at Tayo, I say, take me where you want to go. I'll be your hands.
He just walks. He just starts scanning you across the bookshelf, and he's like, "I guess look for other books with this title. Maybe there's more volumes."
Okay. I look for other books with this title as I'm going up and down the shelf.
You guys want to go to the
I'm
desk?
also looking around.
You're also looking. Okay, you do find one.
Okay.
It's Winged Flower Volume 3,
Okay.
and there is similarly a page missing.
Oh. Third one, same thing. No page in.
What does it say?
What is this?
Oh, it's not there. Where'd it go?
I'm very intrigued by this safe. I would like to get my hands on it and try and crack it.
Sure. I mean, you can. What would you like to try?
I would like to listen
Sure.
to hear if I can, maybe crack the code.
It's really hard to tell where this is a very high-end safe. You've never had to crack something this nice before.
It's been a while.
And it doesn't seem like there's any auditory clues at the turning of the dials.
Oh, you must not be too good at this.
While looking for the books, I am also looking for a code anywhere. Maybe in one of the books or under the desk.
Yeah, I was thinking under the desk.
You know.
Does he wipe boogers under the desk too?
He does.
Ew.
Gotta put him somewhere.
There is a piece of paper under the desk though, almost like a post-it note, and it says reading list, and it says strangely Winged Flower Volume 1, Winged Flower Volume 5, Winged Flower Volume 3.
Did you guys see Winged
Volume 5. We're looking for Volume 5 then still. I'm still scanning up and down.
Sure, no
So
luck.
I'm asking you
nothing.
two, which page what's the page before the missing page numbered in your two's books?
I don't know. You look.
Okay, what's the missing?
The
You
missing,
take,
the
you
missing
take.
page is page 12.
Page 12.
In both books?
In volume 1, it's page 30.
Okay.
130.
How
I think you're going
how
too
heavy is the safe?
12.
Really heavy.
Really heavy?
The note said 1, 5, and 3 for
Yeah.
the volumes?
Could Oogie smuggle this safe out if he wanted?
Maybe. It would be hard to get off the roof, probably.
I'm just gonna share, guys. I think volume 5 is gonna be the answer to the safe. Do you guys see volume 5 on the shelf anywhere? Anyone?
My little gnome eyes are scanning up and down this shelf. Take me somewhere else.
Tayo is he's turning around to the next bookshelf and he stubs his toe and drops you. And you fall to the ground, but you notice that what he stubbed his toe on is like a plank that's slightly misaligned.
Dumbass stubbed his toe. I look back at him and I'm like, you fucking dropped me.
He's like, I'm so fucking sorry.
This never happens.
Did I take damage? Did I take damage there? Did I take 1 point of damage?
You're all
You
right.
sure I didn't take 1
You're
point of
good.
damage?
It's not
Okay.
far. It's not a hard fall.
Okay. I thumped.
You're resilient.
I just want to know. Yeah, I thumped.
You're used to being thrown around.
I thumped. I made a ton of noise when I thumped with my 2
Yes,
stealth.
things did fall off the shelf.
Okay, 2 things to the stuff. I look back. I cast repair on everything that fell off the shelf. Or mending, sorry. I casted mending on everything that fell off the shelf. Well, all right, now it's repaired. And then I look. I say, guys, look. Oh, wait. Hey, big man, come over here. Pull this board up.
Bad craftsmanship. What do?
You an architecture guy?
I build better shelf than this.
Ooh.
Okay, if you say so. And I just give it a big.
You yoink it, and the
yoink.
floorboard, comes straight up, and there is a book under it.
Guys,
And wouldn't you bet?
Volume 5?
It's volume 5.
Oh my god.
I throw it at. I don't even know if I know your name yet. Do I know your
Freddie.
name? I know it. Does my character know your name?
Yes,
I guess I
yeah.
should. All right. I
The
throw it
parrot
at Freddie.
catches it, though.
Okay.
And hands it to him.
What number is missing?
And hands it to him.
I say Frederick.
It's 17.
17. So you're. Hey, I know your name. Hey, Tave.
Yeah.
The note said 153, and the missing pages are, if we could use that order, 30, 17, 12. You want to try that on your safe? You seem to know your way around one.
I do want to try that. I punch in 30, what was it, 17, 12?
30, 17, 12, yeah.
I try that combination.
It opens.
I go, blueprints.
The safe opens, and inside there's a coin purse and what looks to be an envelope.
You okay, buddy?
You just hear air.
I just walk away. Well, you can't see me, right?
I'm walking away.
I'm walking
I am walking away.
Alright, I'm grabbing this envelope and I'm tossing the coin purse to you.
Actually, I scuttle back and grab the coin purse before
Okay.
you.
I watched the coin purse saunter away midair and I
You watch
grabbed
it
the envelope.
invisibly
Yeah,
go inside.
yeah.
Are there any
gone.
And that
on the
blows my
outside?
mind. I'm like,
Just gone.
No, it's a blank envelope.
Let's open this bad boy up. What's inside?
There is a note on nice stationery,
Nice stationery.
and it says, did I miss a part of the intro, by the way? I feel like I missed a part of the intro. Maybe I'm crazy.
Too late now, can't go back.
No, I just fully didn't write that part. Okay, that's fine. I thought I did. There's a note, and it says, or I guess I could write it for you if you don't want to share it with the group.
I think I would like to share it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just secure the seat, Giles. The money I've given you is sufficient enough to raise a small army, let alone just win a mayoral campaign. Don't let it go to waste. My man will be in the city next week should you fail to gain enough traction to ensure the opposition doesn't last long. Don't disappoint me, VIII.
Okay. Well, I feel like our work here feels pretty done.
I look around for anything to steal.
There's tons of stuff to steal.
Anything valuable or really cool looking that fit in my bag.
There's a dagger that definitely wouldn't hold up in a fight, but looks cool.
Okay.
It's got like a nice sheath that you could maybe purpose for a different real dagger.
Okay.
There's a nice candelabra
Okay.
that it might be hard to pocket. It's tall.
It's a big candelabra.
Okay.
And there is, I mean, there's no
Tego.
shortage of books
VII.
if you want to start reading.
Okay. I take the dagger
Okay.
and I put it in my bag.
Okay.
And I take the candelabra and like a javelin, I throw it out the skylight.
What are you doing?
You hear it clank outside.
Perfect.
That's probably really bad for us.
I get later.
Other than that, to steal further, you'd have to go out the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle just goes,
How
how are we getting out?
So I am interested, right? I'm interested in this place. I open the door and peek out the room to see if I can see anything in the hallway out of interest. While they're not paying attention.
Sure.
I'm looking out of there.
Well,
out of
they do
interest.
notice you. Your stealth throw was quite low.
Yes.
But it is, I mean, it's a dark hallway. There's, like a sort of, like a runner, like a carpet. And then to the right of the carpet, there is like a, you have like a short armoire in the middle of a hallway. Like a sort of like a chest with drawers and four legs. There's that.
I, just fascinated, walk over to the armoire loudly
Oh my god.
and open it and start rummaging.
You open it, and inside there's all kinds of like noble vestments, like tons of really nice clothing. Clothing that could fetch for a fair price on the black market, but it is all just like really noble garments.
I smell it.
It smells incredible.
Okay, that's it.
He's got this trick, it seems, where he cuts, or his servants probably, cut like a cross section of pine wood and put it in the dresser.
Oh.
And so like there's a nice aroma in the dresser.
I thought you were gonna say he cuts the sleeves off.
Nice. I say back, I go, even his clothes smell rich.
Would you like to take any of it?
Yes, I take a pair of pants that are obviously much too large for me to ever go. I put them in my knapsack.
Very nice silk slacks.
Very nice silk slacks. Very too large for me. It's very clear I'm taking these out as a keepsake.
Sure.
Something to take
for the
home.
job, yeah.
Yes, something to take home.
To remember
I forgot to ask how much is in that coin purse.
30 gold.
Single focused.
30 gold.
Well, you're not. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Yeah.
Are you finished at the chest, Pooh?
Yes.
Do you shut it?
No.
Okay. As you walk away, you, like because of your low stealth roll, you bump a corner, and it makes a creaking noise, and suddenly an alarm sounds, like a magic alarm. Some blue light starts emanating from the bottom floor, and you just hear. Woo, woo, woo.
I don't like that sound.
I look at Oogie. Throw me out! Throw me out! Okay.
And I try.
You toss him out. He lands up on the roof.
Lands up on the roof.
Okay.
And I look at them, and I start going down the rope.
Really?
You don't drop us a rope?
Oh, wait. I drop them a rope.
Okay.
Sorry. I drop them a rope, but before they're up,
Immediately
I'm
down.
already going
Sure.
down the
Yeah,
other
okay.
side.
Well, I'm
Okay.
glad you didn't abandon us.
Yeah.
That's
That's a
fantastic.
good call. Wait, I start running. They can hear me running away.
Sure.
He screamed.
Yeah, you don't drop us a rope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I? So if the rope's down, if someone else is climbing it, I want to take a peek out that door he went out to go check the armor just to see can I see someone coming or something?
It doesn't look like
someone-
anybody's coming immediately,
Okay.
and you don't hear anything.
I'm going.
Not
to
even the alarm.
You hear the alarm, but you don't hear like a
Gotcha.
person.
I'm gonna
Gotcha.
stay in for an extra couple minutes since I'm invisible, to see while you guys are escaping, to see if anybody actually comes.
Where would you like to hide?
In the middle of the room, visible.
I am invisible, so I mean that is kind of nice. Behind the door of the office.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, as the door swings open,
Yeah.
you're in the like crook. Yeah.
I'd like to. So the envelope, I want to give it to Squeakers and instruct Squeakers, fly this to the mayor's office.
Fun.
Yeah. I want that envelope getting there. Smart.
Tayo is like, is everybody up?
I'm start climbing.
Okay, you climb and Tayo just assumes everybody is out. Do you say anything?
I say, little man, are you here?
Go on without me. I'll be there soon.
And Tayo's like, okay. And he climbs the rope last, and then he pulls the rope up, and then he goes down the second rope, and somehow, or he leaves that, I guess.
Okay. He has like a technique maybe, where he's like.
Yeah, there's like a nice belaying technique. Yeah, there you go. Just like that.
Just like that.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
Guys, take notes.
Yeah.
The
Gooners.
Yeah, he's able to get both ropes free, and you guys abscond. The rest of you get out scot free, and you start heading towards City Hall. And Tyler's like, "Are we cool to leave him? Like,
We don't know him.
we don't know. Just met him a couple hours ago.
Yeah,
You don't. I thought he was with you.
I really like him, but not my problem.
He seems to want to stay
I'm
there.
gonna wait like 5 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Does anybody show up in the 5 minutes?
They do, yeah. You hear the front door blast open. Somebody's like, check upstairs, check upstairs. And a guard, like a city garrison member who's clearly been bought off, runs in, sword drawn, like, he's like, I don't think anybody's here. And he, she's this sword and walks out. And Giles walks in.
Okay.
Giles walks in, and he he looks around the room, and he sees the floorboard pried up, and he's like, "Oh, that's not very good." And then he immediately darts over to the safe, sees that it is open, slams it shut, slams the drawer shut, and runs into the entryway and he closes the door a bit extra, and it bonks you in the head, but he doesn't notice. And he shouts out, he's like, "Prepare my things! We must escape by sewer!" And then he runs out, and you don't see him again.
Okay.
By sewer.
I'm gonna put the money back on the desk.
Oh my god.
Shit, fucking shit.
I feel guilty. I feel very guilty.
I do love this.
Drop the coin back on the desk, and I try to walk out the front door. I'm still invisible, I think. At this
You are able to.
Okay. And I try to meet back up so I can
You'll meet them at City Hall.
At City Hall, yeah.
tell them what I heard.
And we'll say the invisibility has worn off by the time you get back. Excuse me.
I don't know why I keep writing down how much gold I have.
Even though you're just crossing
Just
it
pushing
back.
it back. Well, maybe eventually you won't be able to put it back,
It's just the thrill.
So Tayo and Joe Tren and you have sort of been she's read the note, and he's like, I mean, that explains how he's been funding this ungodly smear campaign. This is good, but it's not enough. I mean, to prove this connection, we'll have to get the promissory notes from the bank to prove that these transactions even happened. And Joe is like, frankly, I think it's fine. This is clear to me. I mean, this feels like evidence enough. I don't know, what do you guys like? Is this... To me, if I were a member of the public, and I were presented with this note, this would feel like evidence enough.
Well, I don't think we have to worry about Giles anymore.
Why not?
I stayed behind and heard him say something peculiar about escaping through the sewers.
Okay.
To one of the garrison guards.
The sewers?
The sewers.
Wait, did you
Which
say
sewers?
a garrison
Yes.
was working with him?
Yes.
Great, so he's bought off members of my guard. That's great. Do you remember what the guy looked like?
He was very skittish.
That describes about half of them.
Very, very hot.
They're not.
Hot.
That describes all of them, though. That describes all of them.
That doesn't whittle it down at all.
Describes every last person
Describes everyone
in the
in
city.
It was a bit dark. I didn't get a good look,
Sure.
but definitely no.
What did his voice sound like?
He seemed human, you can
Did you
say.
do an impression?
Oh! Timothy, great.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
But Tayo says, well, I think if we're not going to get a promissory note from the bank saying that he got this money transferred into his account, then we should probably just bring him. Because if we can get him to talk and admit to having this note, we can grant him amnesty or something, but just to pull out of the race. And maybe the attacks stop. And we know where he's going.
I still don't know. I still don't know if I trust you.
Oh my god.
This isn't enough for you to tell that Giles is a bad man?
How do I know you didn't just send us all there? to find
I
this planted evidence.
literally did that. I paid you to go there and find evidence.
Listen, I'm gonna go along with this, but I'm skeptical.
Noted.
Sure. But at least you're coming along.
This feels vastly bigger than simply Giles.
I agree. I don't know who this 8 person is.
Yeah.
Oh, 8! I thought it was VII. Vi.
V. V?
We did that on our own though. That was
Insane.
I whispered to him. I thought it was V.
Okay.
Tayo's like, a couple extra coin if you help me snag him.
I
I'm
can't see
in.
any problem with that. I mean, it can't be that hard to find.
Well,
Can't be that hard to grab.
there's only one sewer that takes you straight out of the city, and he would know it.
I'm not afraid to get
What
a
sewer is
130.
that?
There's a main line off of the central connection where most of the pipes lead, and that goes straight out of the city into a drain.
More poo-poo.
So true. You should bring Sprinkle.
Yeah.
Dude probably
See him
knows.
in there collecting.
That's like
Hello.
that's like a museum to him.
All right, we're on our way. Yep.
Sure.
So on your way,
And travel we do.
on your way, it's the evening right now. By now it's like 9:30, and there seems to be some commotion in one of the squares you pass because you pass through. There's a lot. You're not running because you're pretty confident Giles might not be either, and because he is pretty sure he'll safely get out of the city. So you're walking to the sewer access point that Tayo, as a rogue, presumably just knows.
Mhm.
And you walk by one of these town squares. There's sort of like a guy in strange, like very poor vestments, who is on basically a soapbox, sort of Skyrim style. The guy in Whiterun who's like, Talos will save you.
Sure.
That guy, same like a religious zealot guy kind of, is preaching, and he says, "And where are the gods now? They are not to be feared. They likely do not even exist. Have you seen them?" And some people are like,
I tap my boy and say, point over there. I tap his shin. Point over there to that
Tayo?
guy. Yeah.
I just pick him up and point him at him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oogie. I tap Oogie.
Oh, Oogie picks you up and.
Pick
Yeah.
him up and just show him to it. Yeah?
This makes me mad. As a
Yeah, I guess we should establish what god you serve as a monk. So the gods that you'll have
That's
listed
important.
will be from the book, which is not what I pulled from. So there are 3 gods, and I'll let you basically just pick one if you
Okay.
want.
Yeah, I wrote them down, but I don't remember what they were.
So the 3 gods are Gibornos, who is the god of life, Chrysanthos, who is the god of death, and Bioalent, who is the god of flora and fauna, so like plants and creatures.
I like that. That's
And they each represent one of the moons. There's a moon that's in perpetual gibbous state, perpetual crescent state, and perpetual new moon.
Is there any that worships like all 3? Or is it...
You could certainly worship all 3. You could be a person that there are definitely religious people in this world who just are generally reverent of like God-fearing.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go with that.
Sure. So I don't know that you pray to them per se, but you have a great reverence for them,
Right.
and you believe that good deeds should be done because they exist.
Right.
And to you, they do exist.
Right. Yes.
And so this guy says, "Do you know anyone who's actually met them?" "No, of course not. And even if they existed, they have forsaken us in their weakness. We need not their guidance. The true power in this world is with the Velersankt family. Their rule over the great turning tree has brought much prosperity to the land surrounding Winterwatch and cannot bring it to the whole of our land." And some people are like, the Velersankt family, this is a name you all remember. It's a name you would know. The Velersankt family has ruled over Winterwatch, which is the northernmost colony. Of course, it's not always called Winterwatch, sometimes Autumn's Watch or whatever. And the Velersankt family has ruled over this for generations. And the current king, because the Causeway has a mayor and, some of the other towns have other forms of governorship, Winterwatch has a king, and the king is King Velersanct, King Alphaeus Velersanct III. And the Causeway has a general distrust of the nobles, just in general. I mean, it's a rather poor place. Most of the people are impoverished. And so noblemen are not so well regarded, not to mention the fact that the Causeway is its own ecosystem, right? And so they don't serve this king, they don't answer to this king. But this guy appears to be a messenger, maybe paid for or sent by the king to just decry his good name. And Tayo whispers, "Fucking fool." Anyone who talks like that just hasn't met the gods yet. They are very fucking real. They're not to be worshipped, and they're genuinely to be feared. And to imply that somewhere the Velersanks are a worthy replacement is actual comedy to me. And he just starts walking on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. Cool.
And you think Joe Tran does better?
Then the gods?
The Velersanks.
Then the Velersanks? Yes, absolutely. The poor in Winterwatch die. The poor in the city at least have a chance. And to me, that's my litmus test for whether or not a ruler is worth their weight. If they can look after the disenfranchised, that's all I care about.
I've also seen a lot of Velersank propaganda that I'm subjugated to.
You hear this guy every day.
Yeah, I've heard this guy a bunch, And
that's why you're like,
I'm on board.
Yeah,
man.
again, I'm just reading whatever I see on D&D Twitter. Regurgitating.
Sounds great.
It up.
Yep.
But yeah, so if you follow Tayo, you eventually get to the entrance to the sewers.
Okay.
And it doesn't take long to catch up to Giles. He's not running, and he's like very daintily trying to avoid thicker parts of muck. Let me see. I have notes on what happens. Tayo is like, it might be better. I know a way we can go around and catch him at the exit he's trying to take.
Sure. That seems smart.
I think we should split up.
Split up.
Two of us should follow him.
A little pincer.
Two of us should go outside.
I like that. Who wants to go? Who wants to stay with?
He doesn't have anyone with him.
I'll go
Who's with
outside.
him? Is just a couple garrison guards?
2 garrison, yeah.
2 garrison? Sure. Let's go. You go
I go
outside.
around.
I'll go with Oogie.
I'll show you the way.
I'll go with Oogie, and I hop on his back.
You guys trail?
Yeah,
Sit
we'll
on my
trail.
shoulder with
We'll
a
trail.
boombox.
Yeah, that's yep.
They should be at the exit in 5 minutes.
Okay.
So in around 5 minutes, they're closing in. And so Tayo leads you around a slight veering path that requires you to actually crawl for a moment, but then you get back on, wherever. And you make it outside. And I don't know how many times you guys have actually been outside of the causeway. You've probably been out here or there into the surrounding lands, but I will say conclusively, the 4 of you have never left the surrounding region. Because the map might not make it look like it, but it is a huge land. This is the only landmass on the planet. It's massive. So you could spend your whole life reasonably... each city area is a state. The state of Rhode Island or something. Maybe a little bigger than that. It would take you a full...
Pick the smallest state.
No, because
I got you.
Because I don't want it to feel like Texas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would take a full 2 days to trek across it.
Okay.
And of course in the middle, I could pull the map back up.
Yeah, no, we have it. Yeah, we've been looking at it.
I want to pull up the big one for chat so they can get a sort of an idea.
Yo, Fishbone, thanks for the sub.
Let's go, fishbone.
Fishbone.
So they're
Army's
just
dead.
chat, so you know. They're at the southern tip in the Summers Causeway, and then there's this massive lake in the center of the Seas Sea.
I'm so excited!
Dude, Anonymous
Thanks,
is rich.
Shout out.
And so that and Winterwatch, where the Velersanks rule, is up at the top, and the Turning Tree is also there. So the Turning Tree is behind Winterwatch, and one of the reasons Winterwatch maintains so much power is because the tree is very real, and everyone knows that it's real. And so having dominion over the tree gives them some sort of sanctity, almost.
Yeah.
That's where the Velersankt are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're up in Winterwatch.
Gotcha.
Alpheus?
Alphaeus.
Alphaeus.
He's the 3rd Alphaeus in his
Third one.
The 3rd.
Nerd.
V3.
We are all in the same room presently. I am physically looking at all of them. Also, all the players are level 5, for anyone wondering. And I hope everybody's having a great night. Probably very soon we will be taking a break to go eat. But I hope everybody's been enjoying the dungeons and also the dragons.
Big round of applause in chat for Ada.
Oh my god, dude. This has been so good. This has been so good.
Yeah,
No,
really
no.
great.
Dude, good players make it easy.
It's been great.
Good players make it easy.
Yeah.
And also, I love very few things more than doing this. So when Pooh DM'd me and was like, do you want to DM a D&D game? And I was like, is it in person? And he said yes, and I was like, where do I need to be?
Oh, yeah.
In-person games are just like in the COVID era when we did online games, it was still novel to be in a Zoom call, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we had fun connecting and building friendship that way, but there's just nothing like an in-person game.
Yeah.
Because you can riff so much more easily.
Yeah.
And you know that thing when you're
Things
on a
are
call with
funnier.
someone and you like say something, you're like, ah!
Yeah.
You don't want to like talk over them?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the shit.
For sure.
Anyway, so you do this sort of pincer formation, and you and Tayo make it outside, and the air is like instantly fresher outside the city walls. Like it's not even. I mean, you were just in a sewer, but also just outside the city in general.
Yeah.
It's a pretty marked difference, and the two of you are sort of just sneaking up behind. Would anybody like to do anything? Would either of you like to do anything before the sort of discovery?
Let me look at my skills.
I think it's my wife putting TPs together.
Between me and you
sleeping
here.
in TPs.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna set them all up like a little campfire, and like a little camp, and
That's
we'll
great.
be in the middle.
I love this.
Dave, the way I see it is I can help you in 3 ways. Number 1, I could put a disguise on you. Number 2, I can try and hold him still. Number 3, I don't have a third idea.
Okay.
What do you got cooking over there? What do you think?
I'm a monk, not a saint. I'm down for whatever. What do you feel is the best plan here? Do we just keep tailing them?
How far?
He asked you.
When
made
I
a
get to
decision,
the-
yes, and him.
When I get to the end of the tunnel where they're coming out the sewer,
Yeah.
if I look in, do I see them coming, or did we? is
It's
it
pretty
close?
dark in there, but
Okay.
the two garrison, because this guy is a moron, they do have torches.
Okay.
So it's very easy to find them.
Sure.
And you do looking through the grate, and there is a hole in the grate where people clearly come and go like smugglers. And the city's just
excited!
Like, Baron Scrub, thank you for the 5-pack.
Oh,
let's
go.
let's
Army's
go.
back. Army's back.
You can see them approaching. You at least see the light.
About how far are they from the end?
This one's
Maybe 50 feet. And you have dark vision, so you can clearly see them.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. I'm just curious. How fast we gotta act.
And Tayo's like, do we want to just like stand to the side of the grate, maybe?
Yeah.
And we can just jump him?
That sounds good.
I'm so
Throw me
excited!
onto him.
I'm down. If the opportunity arises. Gotta get you through the grate.
Dark Boys, thank you for the 5.
Dark boys.
I say we just keep tailing, to be honest.
Chad,
Yeah.
I've been sending
I don't think
you
we
an
really need to
update.
do anything yet. I don't think they're getting away.
I don't think they're
This
getting
is
away.
just zone.
I'm just waiting and listening. That right now.
Okay, great. I mean, as they approach the entrance, Tayo's like, all right, let's go in.
Okay.
And he pulls the two of you, and you walk in, and Giles like, no! Mr. Tayo! I'm out for my evening poo stroll. You know how us noblemen like to get out of town sometimes. It's just hard, being a man of my stature, a man of my mayoral self, hoping to be. I can't really walk out the city gates without being hounded for autographs, you understand? And so I've gone a more secret way that my men here have told me about, and these are friends of mine, whom I know and don't pay. And we are going out to hunt at night time. And who are these gentlemen?
I'm just listening. I'm not even saying.
And then he hears, and he turns around and he's like, oh, come on.
there are guests behind us as well. What, I mean, having a party in the sewers at the moment. Gentlemen, I wish I had a bottle of wine or better company. Why don't we step outside?
I'm enamored. Mr. Giles! Mr. Giles over here! Mr. Giles!
A fan! Oh, so good.
Okay.
So good of you to be here. Will you be voting Grelby?
Absolutely, and I'm assuming I'd get cut off right there by Tayo.
Yeah, Tayo is just like, all right, yeah, buddy. To the two garrison that are currently accompanying Mr. Grelby, if you'd like to not be accompaniment to a crime, I suggest you return to your posts and start living a little bit more straight and narrow life, because I've memorized both your faces, and as you know, I report directly to Miss Tren, who's in charge of you. And they're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And they just scamper away. They think, oh, gentlemen, you missed the wine. Oh, goody, goody, and also gumdrops. And he is just not pleased about this whole situation. And he knows that there is no universe where he gets out of this. And he just is trying to weasel his way out with words.
When he's focused with Tayo, assuming I'm still behind him, I'd like to try to message directly into his head and say to him,
in Bard.
Well, I'm not saying to him here. I just want to try to say to him, I have agents in the mayor's office. Go with them and trust the one with the fiddle.
Ah. Can you roll persuasion, please?
Yeah. That is a
17
plus 3. Actually, no, persuasion, that's plus 6.
23. He says, gentlemen, why don't we take up this conversation at the mayor's residence? And maybe we walk there, not in shackles, potentially?
I think that's totally okay. What do you guys think?
Tayo's like, if you let me walk behind you.
I see no issue.
Nah, I'm cool with whatever.
And Tayo's like, just to be clear, you will walk with us to the mayor's residence and you're cool with us restraining you if you run away? Tayo's like, well, yes, I don't see why physical violence would be necessary since a man is innocent until proven guilty of whatever it is you're accusing me of.
I walk behind him, but literally, when he takes a step, I take a step. I'm right behind him. Every step.
I'm on Oogie's shoulder still the whole time, kind of whispering to myself like, "Oh my god, he's so cool."
Lee Giles Grillby.
I'm gonna be on the other shoulder.
Lee Giles Grillby.
The most intimidating.
Everyone's
person.
just taking a ride on you.
That's fine, yeah.
And I've also kind of decided in my mind, this is a really nice way to get around, you know? So
You don't have to walk?
yeah.
Great. So you guys lose or get out of the sewers and begin the trek back, and it is now 11 p.m. It is deep night, and there are very few people about. It's a weeknight, and there's not that many people on the street, and people kind of know who Tayo is a little bit at this point, and they see him, and they also see Giles, and they're like, what the fuck? And so they sort of, are darting out of the street when they see you guys. And you're still just pacing behind him.
Oh yeah, making sure he doesn't do anything quick, or try to.
Can you roll perception for me, please?
Sure, yeah. That's a big 2.
Big fat 2.
All right, you do not notice as Tayo grabs Giles by the shoulder and, not throws, but, bully tosses him into a wall and, starts confronting him. Okay. And he's like, I've contained this for as long as I fucking can. The shit you have said about Joe. And he punches him in the gut. He's like, you should shut your dirty fucking mouth. And he's like, I didn't make those posters. And just then, where are you?
Seeing this, I want to put a hand on Tayo's shoulder and say, easy, let's get ourselves to the mayor's office.
As you walk up to Tayo, can you roll perception for me as well, please?
Yeah. That is 11 plus a 6.
Something past your head and you turn, and a silver light dashes by your head. And as soon as you turn, and you guys see this happen, you're all looking at the situation. A beam pierces Tayo through the back, goes straight through his chest and into Giles, in Giles's heart, and they both blood.
Shit.
And Tayo falls against Giles. He's like, and then falls to the ground dead. And Giles is like, one more bottle of wine. Falls to the ground. And they're both dead.
Oh no.
Do we see where the beam of light came from? Is there a source?
I turn back. I turn around immediately. Produce flame.
Okay.
Just cast light.
Sure. You
And
turn
I just look, and I look ready.
It casts the big light everywhere, and you can see really plainly in the dark. And you see a figure turn around from the rooftop behind you and start running. And with that, we take our break.
Ooh.
Suspenseful.
Scene and scene.
Wow. Let's go eat.
Yeah.
Let's go eat.
And scene.
We will. So to be clear with what's happening this weekend, chat, we've got a whole campaign that we are going to condense into just a few days. So as you continue tuning into the Subathon, if we're not gaming, we're going to be doing this.
Yeah.
And so stick around. I'm not sure how long this break will be, or whether we'll play more tonight or not.
Up to you guys. It's up to DGR.
It's up to me.
Because you're gonna
You're the
you
sleepy
fall
guy.
asleep again, I guess.
It's only 9 days.
It's only 12:30 your
I
time.
think we might be able to do a little bit more if chat wants a little bit more tonight. You know,
A little more for that.
give us like 20,
is
you know,
past
enough
midnight.
time to eat food. I don't know how much.
Let's
that
eat a little
takes.
food. We'll come
Yep.
back, do a little more, and then we'll be back for this tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Jay. You're the best.
Tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Let's play board game tonight.
Oh.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
us? Yeah, sure.
Down
Yeah.
for whatever.
Okay.
DGR, go bed by.
No, he's
No,
playing.
he's staying up. If
He's
he's,
gotta
I think
play.
he's staying up. So
Oh, if
we
he's
could
staying
be
up,
done.
no, I said I'm down to play more of this tonight for a bit, and then
It's up to you.
Oh.
like,
Whatever.
All right. Well, let's leave it up. Let's leave it
yeah,
up.
let's play a little more.
Come on.
Let's
Audible.
eat. We'll make sure.
We're all fed.
the jurors good.
What should we do
I
with the
just don't want to drink a
microphone?
third Red Bull at this point.
No, don't.
No.
I've had two.
Should we plug these bad boys in?
Yeah, we should
Yeah,
keep
plug it
charge. Yeah, I like that plan.
Hold on.
I like that plan.
My voice is already.
You even killed it, man.
Dude, that was so good. It was so good. That intro, I was like,
What was the scribbles or
Sprinkles?
sprinkles?
Oh my god.
There's always a
Sprinkles.
sprinkles, bro. There's always
I
a
don't remember who the
sprinkles.
sprinkles was.
Sprinkles.
It was
Shop
the sprinkles was Miles. Miles' marvelous magic oddities in that campaign.